Alright, what's going on, chat? Hope everyone's doing well. We finally got fiber internet. Let's go! Took about damn time. What's going on, chat? How's it going? Oh, I got those other lights behind me on. Should probably shut those off. I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, we finally, a cable man came today, installed some fiber for us. So I believe, so far so good. Everything's looking pretty decent, bitrate wise. I still left it at the normal bitrate, and we're still streaming at 720. We're limited to 720 because I'm using Restream. So until I pay for or upgrade to the paid service for Restream, I can stream to 1080. But I didn't do that because we haven't had stable internet. So I think we'll maybe start by bumping up the bitrate to like 6,000, see if that works. And if that's good and 720, then maybe I'll upgrade to 1080p in the future. But it should be nice and stable. So that's the whole idea. That being said, what do you call it? We have the new one-page rules battle report that just came out recently. Let's take a look. If you guys haven't checked it out, be certain to go check it out. Hold on, give me a sec. Hope everyone's... I got the AC going. It was hot today. Poor cable guy was... I turned the AC on for him. But we do have the new one-page rules battle report here with Rev's Guard versus my Emperor's Children, but it's the Human Defense Force versus the Lust Disciples. So this came out really good. It didn't get a lot of views though, so I'm hoping that you know, some folks will watch it. But either way, it came out pretty good. We do have a Turnip 28 battle report that's gonna, I think, be next because we have that recorded. So I think I'm just going to get that edited. And then we're recording a Japanese versus Soviets game tomorrow. So that'll be on the roster as well. Alright, that being said, let's get the AoE. Get a little AoE 2 music going. And swap cameras. Alright. So what do we got to do today? Well, first off, I think this afternoon I have to record... I was actually supposed to have, like, the next episode of The Adventures of Jerry out, but we were busy getting the one-page rules stuff done, fly tying stuff. So I'm probably going to record that tonight, and then that'll be coming out at some point next week or something, or maybe next weekend, we'll see. But that being said, we still have more automated platoon units to make. So I built 5 of the Mark 1s off stream, and then I think we have the Director to make. We have 1 more Mark 2, and then we have 5 Mark 1s. That being said, I also ordered some more British Commonwealth forces, so because I had to place an order from Warlord, which you'll see. But we'll wait till some more folks get in here, and then we'll talk about that. There's a crazy sale going on with these sprues for apocalyptic miniatures. That being said, I think we're gonna build the automated Director with his Tesla cannon, and go from there. This is one of the ones that's a little bit harder plastic, it looks like. Let's get the sucker clipped out. I didn't realize they are selling models for one-page rules in a box. Yeah, they have their own plastic miniatures now, like the Saurians, the Dao, which is the Dynasty. It's like a samurai-inspired. So they have their own plastic models and everything. I've been 3D printing their own line of miniatures for a long time from my mini factory and from their Patreon. But now they have the actual like production models and box sets and stuff. Apparently they just put out a beta where they changed it to where a lot of the army faction rules only work if you like stay still or if you do this and that. So some people were saying like they're doing some changes, which some people were happy with, some weren't. The good thing is we could just play whatever version, but they are constantly updating the game, which is cool, but it also means I have to like constantly see which rules it is whenever we go to play it every couple months. But that being said, I think one-page rules is like a really good game to have in your arsenal because you can use any miniatures from any game you have. There's almost either the one-page rules factions that they made that's compatible, or you can find custom factions that people make, and that's what we did with the historical humans, for instance. I've gotten some. Hell, I'm probably going to buy the army to print now, STL wise. They seem to be really getting awesome. Yeah, I have the Saurian, the lizard guys. I have the dwarves. I have a bunch of their demons. What other big armies? I got a bunch because I was part of their Patreon for a while, so I got free miniatures. But I have so many one-page rules minis that we've used throughout the past. But I really like their Saurians, the lizard guys. And they have a sci-fi version, and then they have a fantasy version of like pretty much everything. So it's like best of both worlds. Yeah, I highly recommend checking out the STLs. They're really high quality STLs. They're supported well. The supports are a little strong, so you might need to soak them in alcohol or something for a while. You get a clean break. Whoa! Yo, it's the man with the fez coming in. Round of applause. Squig Herder Sean coming in with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, my friend. It's the, by the way, I saw you talking shit about me in Mordian's chat like a week ago or something. You're like, oh, where's your whatever, you were defiling the name of the Turks and the fez wearing people talking to Tiki the Hut. I saw that. I see it all. I'll forgive you, though. Thank you for the 5 gifted. You've been forgiven. Not. What's going on, Sean? What have you been up to, huh? We saw your bots on the Discord. I was like, man, I should probably finish putting together my box. How's the Fez game holding up? Speaking of which, I'm printing more Turks right now, so. Yeah, the new Elegoo printer is so nice. I'm very happy I bought that. The old printer died on me anyway, so I kind of had to, but we were in the middle of printing the Turks and Turnip 28 armies, Zona Alpha. Oh, I made a sick-ass piece of terrain we gotta take a look at. Out of an old piece of AC unit styrofoam. Oh, I have a little surprise for Sean too. I don't know if you've watched the solo RP series, but I do plan on naming some of the characters that we find throughout the episodes after some of our community members. So Sean, I think Sean's gonna have to be an evil German dude for sure. Tiki the Hut, maybe some Japanese, like rogue Japanese agent or something. I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. Cosmic. But I already figured out I'm gonna name one of the evil German guys after Squig Herder Sean. I don't know how though, but I gotta figure it out. Well, I don't have a big fat one, but that cool vampire one, I was thinking of using that, the one that we painted up recently, the one that you've done as well. But you might be a vampire version or something, so your metabolism is a little bit higher in the conflict realm, you know. It's alright, I'm getting up there too. I gotta start watching. I was very careful with my diet for a little bit there, and then I kind of loosened up. Now I'm starting to get a little bit of a belly. I gotta watch out. Speaking of which, though, I'll show you. We'll take a look here once some more people in. We'll take a look at the Warlord website. I did end up getting stuff for me and Rev, including more British Commonwealth units. I ended up getting 2 Cerebus squads. I do like the dogs and the handlers. They look sick. I know Rev uses the monkeys. But, so I got 2 Cerebus squads, as well as a bunch of other stuff that was on sale. Because Rev wanted me to grab some stuff. But so we have we have more than 1,500 points of Brits at this point. And we have 2 3D printed Jackals, which I converted to Guardians. And then I have a Mud Skipper, so from Kaishuniku miniatures. Where's your Fez stealing Ottoman friend at? Yeah, something like that. You were disparaging my name in chat. That was it. Yeah. And I was sitting in my backyard like, you son of a bitch. Dr. Totencrotch? Okay, Dr. Totencrotch, you got it. You got it. I'm picturing, I don't want to spoil it, but, you know, Jerry got captured by the Axis. So I'm assuming they're gonna take him to a POW camp where they like experiment on people. So I have like an evil Axis like scientist leader, and I was like, I should name him after Sean. But Dr. Totencrotch, perfect. In fact, I need to write this down just so I don't forget it, because I think I'm gonna record it tonight. We'll see. I do need to get these flies done for this tackle shop and go tomorrow, drop the flies off. Here, I'll show you Dr. Totencrotch. Here's Dr. Totencrotch for you. I gotta do something about the red. The red's a little bright. Maybe put some sort of a wash on it, but he's pale just like you too. No. Dr. Totencrotch. We need some sort of evil scientist to potentially torture Jerry and for him to try and escape, right? That's my idea. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, because the way the Mythic GM emulator works, it could potentially just take us in a completely different direction, but it depends. I can also force it, but I do like the idea. Somebody's like POW camp, and I'm like, now we're in. It's gonna be like a movie, you know? They need to like escape. I'm thinking there's got to be like some other nationality soldiers too, like maybe some SAS, like an SAS soldier or something. But for now, it's just going to be... We'll see what happens. I don't know. That might be a little bit from now. I don't have any, like, British... Oh, I think I do have a British platoon commander painted that Rev left here. I think it might be George. Maybe George and the monkey will be in prison. I've been doing a lot of camo patterns from the Turks recently. So I've gotten pretty good at that generic camo scheme, at least. For the most part. It's pretty much the same thing I've been doing for everything. I think I might do... There's a British desert camo that they do where it's like they used on the tanks. Looks really cool. In fact, let's take a look. This might be a little overboard, honestly, but... Like, if we look... There's the one where it's blue. The tanks are blue, like this. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. This is actually how they painted their tanks for their... in Africa. I guess it's like sky mixed with like desert. I was like, that actually might be an interesting like scheme for the bots, but it might be a little too much. So I am thinking of something like this sort of thing where it's like this. Because they do need, I feel like they need to be majority desert with the base coat, so that way all of Rev's desert base coated models we can use with it. But I love camo, and I love doing camo schemes. It's like my favorite thing with Konflikt. So I think I might go for something like this, but I will say that this color scheme is really freaking cool, like this sort of thing. It's dumb as hell, but I'm sure there's some reason behind it for them. It does look pretty cool. You could just kind of like, I guess just paint them in cross angles or something. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. They have drastically come out with more. I believe I spotted a one-page rules booth at last Adepticon. Yeah, they have, dude, they have so much. Like, I hadn't looked at the main rules book in forever, and the last time it was like, they updated some stuff, but it was like, you know, you still, whoever controls the most objectives at the end of the game wins. They completely changed it to where there's so many different scenarios. They have it kind of like Warhammer now, where you score objectives at the end of the turn. There's so much stuff they've done. Some people are complaining they're kind of doing too much, because it's one-page rules is supposed to be the very, like, simple game, you know, and now it's kind of, like, getting a little bit more complicated. But I don't necessarily mind it, because the game was very, very simple before. But I did watch a video, I guess the competitive scene of one-page rules or something. They had to make changes because, like, there was one orc list that was completely unbeatable or something. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I bet you most people don't play one-page rules for competitive games. They play it because it's simple and they just want to play with their minis. So some people in the comments were like, "Oh man, this sucks." Yo, Cosmic, what's going on, dude? Cosmic, I need a name for your either good guy or bad guy. Do you want to be a bad guy in Jerry's Adventures, or do you want to be a good guy? They have drastic come out. Oh, yeah. But thank you for the jewels, my friend. Appreciate that. With your clapping otter. I'm suing them for false advertisement. Yeah, they definitely expanded the game. I'll tell you that much. They've definitely added a lot to it. But the cool thing is, like, you don't have to... You can play with the... There is, like, a simpler version. Because a lot of that stuff is the advanced rules that you can pay for, and the free rules are, like, you know, stripped down a little bit. But we try to play the advanced rules because, you know, I make videos and stuff on it. Speaking of which, go watch a new battle report. Hold the line. Rev using his Mordian Lieutenant metal miniature special one that's hard to get or whatever the hell. The famous Mordian miniature, that's like his dude leading the recruits. He should be both, like he's got multiple personalities. I need a name On one hand, I totally love to be kind medic. On the other hand, you know me? Yeah. I figured you might want to be like an Axis dude. You know Jerry's adventures, right? Squig Herder Sean's going to be some evil Axis scientist, Dr. Totencrotch. Who do you want to be? Because I want to have you, Tiki the Hut, and some people in the adventure. Maybe like Mordian shows up with like a giant tank regiment or something. Oh, yes. I want to include some folks from the community into the into it, just with names and stuff, you know, as a little homage, if you will. So think about it. Otherwise, I'm going to just say your nickname's Cosmic or something. So extra, I mean, 1 gold star for Sean for the nickname, having it ready for the unexpected question I gave him. Yeah, we're just scraping the Mark 1 now, cleaning it up. Or the Mark 2 Director, I'm sorry. I mean, it was like a like super easy decision. It was like $70 from Tabletop Strategist. Shout out, our code is still active till the 31st, by the way. If you guys want to support the channel, go get some Konflikt from the Tabletop Strategist and use our code for free shipping on 75 over or whatever. And so I was able to get this box. I was like, all right, we'll get the bots. I didn't want too many bots though, so this is perfect. It gives you like 13 automated platoon guys, and I have B for Birdie. I kind of wanted to lean in more of the actual humans and stuff, so I went with the power armor guys and like the dog handlers and stuff. Well, we can't have 2 evil scientists. Maybe I should... Oh, you want to be another evil scientist? Everybody wants to be the evil German scientist, huh? Well, you should be wearing a fez more often, because Sean wins that by default. What about a medic that means well but can't help himself from making improvements while his patients are unconscious? Oh my god. Alright, I'll have to think about it. Because I'm thinking of introducing some just like characters, like, you know. Because look, Dr. Totencrotch may very well blow up, and he probably will. And Cosmic may very well get blown up. So, we can't get too attached. But, you guys are like little side characters that'll show up. So I gotta figure out, I think it'll be in like a prison camp, or it could just be along the way. It could be, you know, a couple, you know, 5 episodes from now when Jerry's parachuting out of an airplane with the SAS behind enemy lines after the king's like, Jerry, we need you for king and country. Even though you're an American, we'll make you honorary SAS member. Some dumb shit, who the hell knows? Or he's gonna just die. Septic John? Who's that, some guy dying from like some sort of disease? Hey, what's up, Septic John? Like laying on a cot in a prison camp. I just vacuumed too, and now I'm putting microplastics everywhere, so I'm gonna have to vacuum again after. Yeah, the other thing is I gotta start painting the Zona Alpha miniatures, because I want to start doing solo Zona Alpha. Tiki the Hut convinced me with Contraband, because I got Contraband, Zona Alpha, and I can do the whole thing solo. The other thing is I'm very interested. I don't necessarily want to spend the money right now on the rulebook, but Silver Bayonet. A lot of people have talked about it, alright? And it's like got half of the book dedicated towards solo gameplay. So Because right now, me and Rev have, like, a ton of games we play, and I don't want to be like, hey, let's play this, let's play this, let's play that. And I do want some stuff I can do during the week, like record games. So, I'm kind of gearing up. It'll probably be later in the year, or in the winter or fall, when things quiet down. But I do want to do, like, solo games. But right now, we're doing the solo roleplay thing, which I don't know how long that's going to go. I don't want it to go too long, but I also... It's very easy to be like, fuck, let's keep going. So I should almost give it a set amount of episodes, and that way I force something to happen. You know what I mean? Instead of me just... Because sometimes when I do the solo roleplay stuff, it's easy to be like, alright, yeah, and then we had that ambush that was like 40 minutes or something. I do want, like, the story to progress a certain amount. Maybe if I set a campaign limit, then it, like, you know, things have to happen. We'll see. Yo, Glenn, what's going on? How's it going? Call you Ace Thundercock? I'll have to figure out. I don't know if I necessarily want to be saying Ace Thundercock over and over again while I'm filming that. Maybe we'll call you Ace. And you'll say that once, and then Jerry will be like, I think I'll just call you Ace. If that's what you want. Yeah, I'm not going to be saying that the entire time. I can't say that with a straight face. Alright. Silver Bayonet looks cool. Good reason to paint some Napoleonic miniatures, but not be too historic. Like, let your imagination fly. Yeah, exactly. The same thing with Turnip 28. Turnip 28 is very similar in that, like, Napoleonic, and it's kind of, like, historical in the way that it plays with, like, regiments and stuff and retreating. But you get to have fun with, let your imagination run wild with wacky stuff. That's why I really love Turnip. It's a kit basher's paradise. If you like kit bashing stuff, making your own miniatures, gluing stuff on miniatures, painting weird ways, I think you would really like it. But it might be not your style. But Silver Bayonet looks sick, and it's like very small. It's a small game, so, which is, when I'm filming solo, I can't be like moving like Warhammer size armies, right? So it's like little skirmish games and stuff like that. No, that's not Cosmic's new nickname. Yeah. I think maybe we'll just say Ace, but I'll give you the Ace Thundercock. And I'll let the Mythic explain why the guy is borderline schizophrenic or something. Why he gave that as an answer. Jerry pondered. Should he trust the new medic? Look at the next guy over that's like laying in the cot he was working on. He's shaking his head like, don't do it. You can call me Ace Thundercock. Totencrotch is less funny than Thundercock? Yeah, but it's just saying Thundercock. That's the difference. See, Sean is more, he's older, okay? Haha, but that also means he's wiser, so he did the Thundercock thing before. He grew out of it, he got a fez, and he's like, Totencrotch. Because it's a play on Totencore, you know what I mean? You're over here slinging Thundercock around. Like it's a Pokemon move or something. Thundercock, go! And I'm gonna be sitting there trying to do the record this solo thing, and it's like, and like Thundercock has this moment where he's super wounded, and it's like, oh no, Thundercock! And he's like, they're both crying and everything, and I keep saying Thundercock over and over and over again. See, I know, that makes you just want me to even say it even more, but no, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction, you sick freak, alright? After playing that whole thing out, part of me wants to call him Thundercock all the time, but I refuse to let you do it to my solo roleplay series. The plant infestation of people makes me feel icky. Come on, that's fun. I saw your freaking bases on your British. Just put that all over the miniatures. Like, look, Sean. You're painting in 2D. You should be 3D. Painting and or like, you know, adding things to the miniature. That's kind of why after doing Turnip, I was like, why don't I just glue feathers to those 3D printed Knockjagers? And then we put like freaking real feathers from the jungle cockbird, by the way. Mr. Thundercock over here. Oh yeah? Well, I'll one up you. What about my feather patch from the jungle cockbird, huh? What do you think about that? And we glued that to the miniatures. And I was like, oh yeah, I could actually like put things onto the miniatures that aren't like traditional miniature things. Like hobby related stuff, you know what I mean? He's complaining about it, yet repeated it 7. Well, I'm trying to drive the point home, okay? Some guy said his 2-year-old was watching it with him, and I'm through the dark alleyway. I'm like setting the scene up, and I'm saying it really cool, and I like have the miniatures, and I'm filming it, and then the guy steps out. I am Ace Thundercock. It's like 2 in the morning. He's like, his wife's sleeping. He's watching this K-47 solo series. Well, never watch that. Not watching that again. I might give you one Ace Thundercock with a chicken sound over the cock. All right. Now, normally I wouldn't care, but some guy was like, me and my 2-year-old have been watching this, and it's great. I'm like, damn it. Fine, I'm a medic. I'll be Rig Me Mortem. No, 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 no. You're a Thundercock with a chicken sound. A chicken. There's going to be a chicken coop right next to the POW camp. You could have done Rigby Mortem or Fillmore Graves, but nope. You can save that for some shitty D&D characters, all right? You're Ace Thundercock. It's locked in stone. That's what you get for shenanigans. I've said it too many times to not have Ace Thundercock. No, I don't. How about you combine them? Rig me more cock? Alright, get the hell out of here, you see? I should have never asked you guys. This is what I get for trying to include you guys, like, immortalize you in my shitty RP Konflikt series. You're ruining it. Damn all of you. Everything has to do with cocks. Respectable, though. I respect it. Alright. Your guys' nonsense helped me speed through scraping this. Your plan has worked. It did. You ended up double reverse psychologying me into doing it now. Triple reverse psychology, almost. Alright, let's glue this thing together. I don't know how to glue it together. We'll figure it out. I'm assuming something like this. Looks like it really only goes one way. This goes there. Let's start there. Oh, I need a base, don't I? A base would be nice. Biggest dickus. Biggest. Isn't that from freaking Monty Python, right? Where they're like, the dude's trying not to laugh or something. Talking to the Roman emperor. You won at the end of the day, you son of a bitch. Yeah, that's a good one. And he's like, what are you laughing at? What? Biggest dickus. You go back, watch some Monty Python, dude. This is some crazy shit. They did some wild stuff back then. Okay, I'm assuming I don't need to do anything here. I just put these together. Let's hope so. Fuck, are these the legs or the hell is this? Oh, it's like, it goes onto the legs. Is that what I'm seeing? I see. Okay, nice. Yo, Rudy, what's up? Thank you for the 3-month, the re-up with the membership. Get some 07s in the chat or some, whatever conflict emotes you like here on the channel. Thank you, my friend. Very kind of you. So let's see, we got Ace Thundercock, Dr. Totencrotch. Give me a nickname, Rudy, for a character in our solo series. And Dr. Totencrotch and Ace Thundercock have no relation, by the way. They're not related. I'll make sure to note that. Funny enough, I had an ambulance partner named Jerry. Yeah, Jerry's a very common... we've been yelling at Jerry for years on Twitch. I used to have a green screen set up where I had the... You know how I do my fly tying streams? We had the... called the LI Flies Mike Fly Tying Club. And I had a bar with like a green screen, and Jerry would be... Jerry is our bartender, so... So this guy, you kind of have to have a little bit of a stride in him, huh? Is he like stepping on bricks or something? Phil McCracken? Sergeant John Porta? You guys have just been waiting to throw out some names. Yeah, it looks like the legs really only go one way, huh? So there's like a little bit of a stride in there. Is that... That looks too much though, right? No, that's the way she goes. Boys walking. Unfortunately, I've not been hobbying much. We are going to need to do a... we're going to be doing Hema whole next weekend. I don't know what the hell that is. But good luck with it. What's Hema? Or Hema? But I appreciate it, my friend. I hope everything's been good. Hopefully you get some time to do some hobbying at some point. Yo, what's going on, Wolf? And Damn Legion, how you doing, dude? Has to be Cox related. Yeah, everybody from here on out will be something with a cock in their name. Great. Something from the 1800s. You can cut the legs back to reposition them. Oh, okay. I don't necessarily mind it because a lot of the other bots are very like static. In my opinion, or like at least for me. Oh, maybe that's why. I was having a hard time with the Mark 1s. You guys have to help me with the Mark 1s. I was kind of struggling with those damn things. I don't necessarily mind it like this, though, to be honest with you. The boy's walking. His boots are made for walking. That's what he's gonna do. I'll try it like this. Boots are made for walking. Hema is a historical European martial arts. Oh, very nice. You're gonna like beat the shit out of each other with clubs and stuff while wearing armor. I've seen that. Yeah, that's like full on. But you're doing it. You're actually doing martial arts. It's not just like. Rah! So there's like a point scoring system and everything. That's sick. That is very badass, I must say. All right, what the hell? Wait, what? Oh, is this the other arm? Oh, I see, okay. A little jigsaw puzzle. The Mark 1s for me were a cakewalk, but the Mark 2s with the plasma had me cursing. Yeah, that was a little tricky. I got it to work. I had to, like, get it positioned. But the Mark 1s, it's like the legs and the hips. Like, and trying to get them to, like, glue and, like, sit nicely while I was working with them. Like, this is starting to be a little pain in the ass over here. Oh shit, where does this go? The fuck is this? Oh, this goes on top of the gun. Okay, I see, I see. Well, luckily this is kind of... I think this Tesla guy looks a little easier with the way it's kind of... It has to sit in a particular way, right? Oh, his arm's like this. He's like striding, huh? That actually does look pretty sick like that. Holding me down. You put the reposition Mark 1 in Discord? Let's take a look. Yeah, if you guys got anything to share in Discord, throw it in the Discord. We'll take a look throughout the stream. By the way, finally got fiber. They installed it today. Round of applause. I'm going to have to bump up the bitrate. Gonna have to bump up the bitrate. We're gonna do some tests, and then if everything's working, I'll pay for Restream Premium. It's like 18 bucks a month. I'll just get rid of Epidemic Sound, which I don't use anymore, pretty much. And then we could stream at 1080p to both Twitch and YouTube, which is sick. Oh, damn, that looks great, dude. So you just cut the legs and everything? You know, it's funny, dude. Somebody mentioned it. And Mordian mentioned it as well. Like, somebody was they had a little beef with Warlord that the guns look different than on the box. And it is true. Like, I think it was right. But I had a hard time getting the ammo boxes to sit looking down. All of my guns are, like, kind of where the ammo box is tilted like this. It was, like, impossible to get them to sit where the gun was at the right angle. You know what I'm talking about? We'll see it here in a little bit. But I think they had to change the design or something, they were saying. Either way, it looks fantastic. Oh, I love the paint job. This looks great. Yo, what's going on, KX? How's it going? Yeah, this looks good, man. I like the I like how it came out. Is it mostly speed painted? Or is it just you threw a wash on top of everything? Oh, you went with orange for the Teslas. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen anyone use orange. It's the hands. Is that what they did? It's the hands? Is that how they changed it? Just coming in from fishing? Nice. Alright, well, Cosmic wants to show, so let's take a look. Oh, nice, dude. You made quite a lot of progress on your Soviets. Hell yeah. Power to the people. Power to the people. Oh, I like the barrels on the side. Is that part of the normal kit? Because I know you actually got a Zukioi projector, didn't you? Nice. Can we just... Don't even look at the miniatures first. Just look at the desk. You know how they have... I swear to God, you need to do this, Cosmic. Warlord was asking people... Yo, damn Legion, thank you for the jewels, by the way. Warlord on Instagram has been asking people to, like, send in photos of, like, their hobby stations or something. Dude, you gotta send them a photo and be like, hey, can you guys post my hobby station on Instagram? I just love that, because I've seen some stuff where they posted, like, people's stuff. Oh, this Warlord showcase showing Cosmic's work desk. It's like... That's my favorite thing, dude. It's like a living organism. It changes every week. Yeah, these guys look sick. So what miniatures did you use? I saw the cape. He's got the cock machine gun, by the way. Got a friend interested in K-47 today. Had a fun game. Oh, nice, Wolf. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I hope everything's going good, damn Legion. Is everything alright? I mean, you don't gotta talk about it, but hopefully everything gets better. Yeah, I forgot what models you used on these. A few Wargames Atlantic kits, a few 40k leftover stuff with bolt action. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, they look great, dude. I like the bodies. And I do like the paint scheme, because it kind of reminds me... This reminds me of, like, a construction crew. You know what I mean? Like, you could use this for, like a modern, futuristic scheme or something. But I like it. This is like the, they're like the, like, workers' Soviet army or something, or I don't know. Looks cool, though. I like it. So we got, this is Bobzilla. Oh, dude, very nice. So what is this? Is this, Drukari, or is this Eldar? I can never tell, because, like, the Eldar guys and the Dark Eldar guys, they look so similar at times. And I'm like, this guy looks like he could be worshipping demons for all I know, and Slanesh. But at the same time, he's just an alien, so my Imperium brain cannot tell the difference. And is this guy a freaking Custodes? Oh, this guy's a Custodes, I just realized, right? With his big-ass spear. Yeah, this guy's a Custodes. Oh, sick. That's an Eldar Farseer, gotcha. I do love these models, like the helmets and everything. It looks so cool. Yo, thank you, Rudy. Appreciate that, my friend. With the checks marks. Thank you, dude. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Now we got some better photos. I like the orange. I really like the orange. That's cool. I haven't seen people use orange in Konflikt for Rift. And I want to see more different color Rift stuff. I know it's like supposed to be this, that, or like technically, but who cares, dude? It's the Rift. Nice. They look great, dude. See if we missed anything. Yeah, Derelict printing some cars for Invasion America. He's gonna be making these out of cardboard, but this is what me and Rev are looking to 3D print right now, is a bunch of like 40, like late 40s, early 50s, you know, post World War II baby boomer houses and stuff. So this is kind of where I want to try and get stuff like this for our Invasion America stuff. Japanese trucks. Oh, this is something I worked on. So this was a styrofoam AC piece. And I had a bunch of 3D printed crap. I took a bunch of sprues. All this is sprues. And I just glued it on there. Cardboard, cut pieces. These are little bits and bobs my buddy gave me from leftover terrain. And ended up doing even more. And this is coated with Mod Podge, but I just got done painting it today. This is what we were going to do on stream. We were going to paint this on stream, but it's so big. It's almost the size of my whole desk. So, but I ended up painting it while they were installing the fiber, and I think we're going to use this for Konflikt, maybe like I like to think that it's like a broken laboratory that either the Allies bombed, or maybe the Green Vault was doing experiments back in the early 1900s, as opposed to the 40s, and it got destroyed or something, you know, in the war or whatever, or in World War I, who knows. And the other thing is that Zona Alpha. Stalker. Like, you'll see, I took some photo. In fact, let me just upload it to Discord so we can take a look. But it's going to be perfect for Zona Alpha, and I cannot wait to do that, which, if you guys don't know, one of my favorite settings of all time is Stalker. Like Roadside Picnic and all that. Let me just upload it real quick. Caught this 22-pounder the other day. Jesus Christ. That's torture to the fish, Cosmic. Is that what you're doing with those otters down there? Those freaks? Huh? Yeah, by the way, Warlord got their books. We went over it last stream. They do have the new... We're going to take a look at their website, but they got the new Chi News, I think, for... that are going to be coming up. And the Chaffee, M40-something Chaffee or something, is now pre-orderable. Damn, bro, you fucking making sausages, huh? Oh, beef? Is that... Or beer bratwurst. Okay. I was going to say beef, count me in. That does look nice, though. So this is what it looks like after. I hit it with, like, a million different colors, dry brushing. I still want to do a wash, and I want to sprinkle, like, crap all over it. But I hit metallic on all the raised areas. And then just made it look, like, mossy and dirty and muddy. And I want to do some cool, like, rift glow effect on these panels that I 3D printed. I had these panels sitting around for a while, but you can see it's like the styrofoam box for the AC unit or something. So I think it came out really good, honestly. I still need more like little rocks and like dirt. I think I want to like sprinkle and then spray the whole thing with like a sealant. Maybe moss and like some grass and stuff as well. But it came out pretty good for the most part. This is great for little skirmish games, and particularly for stuff like Savage Worlds. So you guys watch the stream, so you get a little... I think Jerry, if he does end up going to a prison camp, and Dr. Totencrotch and Ace Thundercock or whatever, and he ends up getting experimented on, they take him into like an underground facility. This is going to be, I think, where like it's going to happen, you know. But really, I built this for Stalker, because if you've ever played Stalker, there's like a couple buildings where you have to go underground, and there's these like laboratory type things, and there's snorks and bloodsuckers and anomalies. This kind of, I think, would fit good. That being said, I need to look for more styrofoam in my basement to make more crap, you know? MRD, that reminds me of the horror movie Overlord. I don't think I've seen that one. Alright, very nice. Let's keep building this sucker. Thank you for sharing, chat. We'll take a look later if you guys got some more stuff. Yeah, this guy's pretty simple to glue. Put a little too much glue on there, so I was trying to make sure it didn't pool everywhere. Is this like... There we go. Yeah, okay, it needs to like sit back in the recess it kind of wants it to. Is there a plug there, or is there something to plug it? Oh yeah, his shoulder pad. That makes sense. Bend over, palm shaft. Jack, all right, you guys are... You pulling out the oldies from when you were a kid, prank calling somebody's mom or something, huh? Is this... How does this go? Ah, I see. Oh, this one... Oh, this one was much easier than the other one, I think. Yeah, we're going to actually want the shoulder to come down slightly, I guess, huh? Okay, this one's much easier than the Mark II backpack. That's for certain. Yeah, so I've got to edit. We have one more Turnip 28 game we just recorded last weekend. And I actually had to ask, like, the developer, and, like, it's pretty sick, like, because on the Turnip 28 Discord... The creator, Max, he'll share my videos, which is nice. I guess I was talking to... Or I asked a question about Rev's army, because he has these farmers and these tough tokens. I don't want to spoil anything, but he did really good, and he spent all of his tough tokens, and God, he buffed his army to a crazy level. And we're starting to realize Turnip 28 has one of the most complex game mechanics, but simple rules. Because the retreating mechanic and the charging mechanic with the panic, there's like really crazy interactions. So like actually, it's Rev was saying this the other day. He goes, if you could figure out how to charge and like use movement in this game, Mike, you could be the greatest Blood Angels player of all time. Because like it took me like a year to like learn how to play melee in 40k while he was just shooting me with a bunch of Lehman Rusts every game. But once I figured it out, I pretty much beat his guard almost every game by just going, like, using my Blood Angels and hiding behind buildings and doing all this stuff. And eventually I figured out how to play melee in 10th edition, and I just was able to just, like, wreck his shit. He did win sometimes, but I mean, the Blood Angels were just fucking ripping apart guardsmen left and right with chainswords and power fists and Death Company and stuff. It was sick. After him beating me for, like, 6 months almost, like, I think I beat him, like, 3 times out of, like, 20 games of Warhammer we played for like half a year. I finally like figured out how to play melee in 40k, and I was just charging left and right, deep striking. pulling out so Dr. Totencrotch never pulls out. All right, you guys, I look over at the chat. It's all just talking about pulling out and like holy fuck and stuff. My God. What have I done? Bunch of degenerates on a Saturday, huh? I like it. Speaking of which, does anyone, the name reminds me, does anyone play Hell Let Loose, the Vietnam game? It looked interesting. I saw reviews. It looked like there's probably needs some work or needs some time. But I will say Rising Storm Vietnam 2 was one of my favorite PC games for a while. This is what you do at work all day, huh? You ship post in hobby streams? Holy fuck. Dean Ban Pow. What is that even? Alright, this guy came out pretty good, man. It's crazy how freaking gigantic this guy is. Let's see how big he is compared to Jerry. Pretty much. I like it. I respect it. So here's Jerry. The new plastic winter bolt action model. So the most recent, like, American bolt action. Because I think these guys are slightly bigger than the metal ones, I almost want to say. Just ever so slightly. Because some of the metal miniatures were, like, really... They had some, like, weird proportions if you look at, like, the older stuff. And look at the freaking size. He's literally twice the size of a normal human, the Mark II Director. Which, again, I did not realize this till I built these, how big the bots actually are. Because Rev 3D printed his, and I didn't know. I was like, oh, is that how big they are? Oh, I want to show you this. Rev printed this, but I need them in, I think, 100 millimeter. This is, like, 60 mil, but this is going to be one of the new Turnip 28 armies I'm doing. Which is, they have the Burrowers, or the Cardaboids, or something. It's a crab army. See, this is what you're missing, Sean. You're missing cool shit like this by not building Turnip 28 armies. You could have dudes riding crabs. You don't have to cover everything in grass if you don't want. Some cool shit. But I'm going to be building the crab boys, for sure. By the way, those hogs, I didn't show you guys, but those hogs came out really good. I think we painted them last weekend. They actually came out really fucking sick. And I can't wait to play them again because I completely botched how I used them. But essentially, it's like the way that hog unit works in Turnip is that each time you take a dangerous terrain test, you have to roll a dice for each model. So for each roll that you pass, you get a hog, up to 12 hogs. And each one you get is a dead hog. So I was like, I had like 4 hogs, then it went up to 12 hogs, and then 3 died, and then they kept growing and dying and growing and dying, but they just were on the wrong side of the board, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it, but... Crab people. Exactly, crab people, that's right. I've had crabs before, one of the many reasons on my 3rd marriage. They do make ointments for that, I believe. They do. Okay. What do you call it? We got ourselves a little Mark II Director. Very nice. I do want to go run and grab a drink here. We have one more Mark II we need to build with a heavy autocannon. We should do that next. And then I want to build some Mark Is, and then you guys can tell me what the hell I'm doing wrong. And maybe what we'll do is we'll try and do a Rudy conversion and do some kneeling guys, because that does seem sick. I'm gonna call that the Rudy conversion on the Mark Is. It's actually patented, and that's official what we're calling it from now on. Also, I just realized I have all these HMGs because there's really no way to magnetize. I would love to have magnetized HMGs to MMGs with the close combat blades on the Mark Is. Oh, you guys can't see. Damn it. My bad. I would love to have the magnetized, but there's really no way to do it because they're so small and tiny. You probably could, but it would really be a pain in the ass. So I said, screw that. I'm not doing that. But I have all these HMGs left over, which I need to figure out what to do because I actually really... There were times where I'm like, I need HMGs for some of my scout cars, some of my half tracks that don't have them, so it actually kind of works out perfectly. But I'm sure I could do some sick kit bashing with HMGs, you know? Ah, no problem, Klovek. No worries. Look, are you just hanging out watching the stream's the best way to support it. You guys don't have to donate or become a member. If you guys want to support the channel that way, I really do appreciate it. But there's never any, like, you know, don't worry about it, dude. I do appreciate it. How's your trip? Aren't you in, like, freaking Bulgaria or something right now? Aren't you doing something like that? Alright. Mark II. Alright. I guess let's do this right now before we take a break or something. Or you know what? Maybe we'll take it out. We'll take a look when I get back. But if you guys haven't, alright, we're gonna take a look at it when I get back. But I'll show you right now. If you guys want, before they sell out, $1.50. Okay, we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, but I just want to let you know, go to the Warlord website and look at this shit right now, and maybe get it before it's out of stock or something. But we're going to talk about it. I bought like fucking 30 sprues, and they were like $1.50 each. Okay? So we're going to take a look at this here when I get back in a little bit. I'm just going to go run and grab a drink real quick, chat, and we'll keep going, so. Alright, Klovek, no worries, dude. Have a nice night or day. It's probably nighttime over there, so. Few days in Bulgaria. All right, dude, enjoy it. Have fun, man. You got a few sprues too. All right, we're gonna go over it. I fucking got a lot. All right, so I'll be back in a sec. All right, chat. We're gonna throw up the slideshow, and I'm just gonna run and grab a drink. If you guys have been sitting down for a little bit, stretch your legs. You know, maybe go grab a little cup of tea or something, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right. Warlord silenced me because I posted those cool proxies on their Facebook page. What do you mean silenced you? They because it's not an official mini, they took it down or something? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's against their thing or something, but I don't know. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but Warlord's pretty badass, so like, you know, maybe they just didn't want a proxied model on there or something. I don't know. Who knows? But what's going on, Derelict? I hope you're doing good, dude. All right, I'll be back in a second, chat. All right. Alright, well, Derelict, you got some problems, bro. I don't know what's going on here, but you need to chill the fuck out. I wasn't gonna do anything, but you're popping off in Discord, then you can get the hell out of here, bro. Alright, I don't know what the hell is going on. All I said, they maybe have a policy where you can't post proxy models on their Facebook. Alright, I thought your Paragons looked sick. Alright, I love seeing your shit, but if you're gonna be an asshole in the chat, then you can get the fuck out of here. Alright? Fuck that. I've been more than nice. But if you're gonna act like a fucking dick, then you can get the hell out of here. Okay? Which I've never had to ban anybody on fucking YouTube, but now I'm gonna have to. I'll time me out for now, but I gotta fucking... I don't even know how to ban people as a moderator on YouTube, because I haven't had to do it yet. Oh, God. That's alright. It's all good. I thought they looked sick. Those Paragons look sick. But if you're going to act like that, and there's been other instances where something's been said about other people. We don't allow stuff like that, so. Alright. I was trying to be reasonable, but I do not allow people in my community to talk badly about other people. And if you're going to say something, you got to be respectful, alright? Like, we talk shit about GW and stuff, but, you know, don't be a fucking dickhead about it as well. If you're gonna talk shit about people in the community, that's the last straw, right? If you're gonna talk to me like shit, then whatever, I could take it. I've had people call me all sorts of stuff, but there's been other things, so that's that. Anyways. You know, if they don't want to show proxy models, then I think that's completely reasonable. But I think Warlord is also very open to people not necessarily using their miniatures as well, and kit bashing things and whatnot. So, with that being said, what do you call it? Be respectful to other people. That's the only really rule I have in the Discord and the chat, and no politics, essentially. Which I've been guilty at times for almost wanting to bring stuff up, but I try not to, because I've streamed for a long time and I've learned everybody here probably has a different opinion and all that, so those are really our only two rules. Be respectful, this, that. I let people self-promote in our Discord, everything. So, luckily we never really have a problem, but chat, you gotta remember, it is the internet, and you know, you get some interesting people, so. That being said, sorry, Derelict. I hope everything goes well for you, brother. Alright, now we can move on. Oh, the spruce sale, thank you. That threw me for a freaking loop. I didn't want to have to ban him either. He was a cool guy, but, you know. We can't have that. Oh, wait, give me a sec. He told me to do something which I can't say on stream because YouTube hates that word. So let me just do something real quick. Get that off the screen. And then make sure I do this as well. Okay, there we go, we're good. So, what did I get? Well, first off, I saw an Instagram post, okay? And they essentially were like, hey, we found a box of shit in the back of our warehouse. So we're selling it for dirt cheap. And I was like, oh wow, that sounds kind of cool. And then I went on here for $1.50. They have 8, what is it, 8? 1, 2, 3, that might be, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10 male apocalypse survivors with assault rifles, hunting rifles, crossbow, crowbars, chainsaw. I'm like, holy shit. Okay. This is what we need. We need shit for Invasion America. So, I need, like, civilians for Invasion America. And this is, like, perfectly reasonable weaponry for, like, American citizens. Because if you know anything about American citizens, we like owning firearms. So, who's to say these guys don't have M16s and, or, like, ARs? Like the U.S. military has. So, here's the weapon sprues, right? Which, I mean, these are just going to come in handy, I feel like, just in general. Arms with knives, arms with, this guy's got Bibles. We got SMGs, AKs. So that is like a Tech 9 or whatever. That is a little whatever. But I'm using M16s on my guys right now, my Paragons. And is there AKs in on Konflikt models? It's close enough. The AK was coming out right around near World War II, and in Korea they were using it. So these bullpup rifles are on the British Grenadiers. So it kind of works, you know. There's like some Mosins. So it kind of works. It was just kind of perfect. So I got, oh man, what did I get? Let's see. I got 10 male Apocalypse sprues. I got 10 female Apocalypse sprues, which are out now. I got 2 accessories for each male and female. And I got 2 of these as well, which are Vixen zombies, or like female zombies, which I thought was pretty cool. Right? Yeah, these are zombie chicks. And what else? I got one of the biker gang leaders. These were all sold out. Somebody got these, and I bet you they're probably doing some like Necromunda, Konflikt, I don't know, whatever. There's probably some cool shit you could do with these Harley guys. These were sold out, but I did get one of the heroes, which is the like biker gang leader. This one, this sprue. Because there's still something cool I bet you I could do with this. What game system are these from? I have no idea. It just says Apocalypse Bike Frame Hero. If you look at the frames, it says Apocalypse. So, like, even these, this isn't made for any specific game. It just says you can use them if you want to paint them for a diorama or whatever. So I think they just made these miniatures, even though it's not for a specific game. Project Z, okay, they canceled it. I remember hearing about that game. So I don't know if they were making these for something, but they got the like Camelot miniatures, and they've already sold out of the bundle, but they have this. Rev was asking me if I needed more money to fill it in to get the dragon, but what did we get? We got like freaking 29 sprues or something, and then I ended up getting 2 of the, what are they? What's the name of them exactly? I forgot the exact name. The dog boys. Cerebus squads. I just always think they're monkeys because of Rev. I just always think of monkeys. But I do like these guys. They're pretty sick, and they're badass like English bulldogs or something. So, or terriers, I should say, not bulldogs, terriers. So I got 2 of the squads. You know what I mean? I mean, $32 is crazy for that dragon. I mean, this would make a sick-ass D&D character, or, like, hero, or villain, or you could use this for, like, Old World or something, I'm assuming, right? It's really badass. But I was like, what do I need a giant dragon for? You know what I mean? I don't even have room for it, but... So that's what we ended up getting. And, I think Rev wants... He's like, get me 10 of each of the sprues. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna keep, like, 2 or 3 of the male and female body sprues and build those as green civilian infantry squads for Invasion America, but also use them as, what do you call it? Use them as Zona Alpha, or just use them as civilian miniatures, because I play all sorts of different games. And then the other thing is, Rev's gonna get like 7 or 8 whatever sprues each. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do with them. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, give me 10 each for $1.50 or something. I'm like, all right, dude, fine. So I just put 10 each in the box. I probably could have got 12 or something, but I was like, I'm not pushing my luck, dude. Whatever. 10 is fine. That's more than enough. Home guard miniatures. Who the hell knows what he's doing? He's got 2 separate guard armies. He's got the, what do they call it? The desert Talaran guys. He's done all sorts of shit. I think we're supposed to use certain heads for the Mark 1s, Mark 2s, but I'm just going to do what looks cool, I think. Where are the big-ass guys? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Actually, this one looks pretty cool. I'm going to use this one. I got like 2 weapon sprues each. I didn't really think about it, but I probably could have got more, but I also just wanted to get around $80. I wasn't trying to spend a crazy amount, but I think I got 2 weapon sprues each. I'll give you one. I probably should have got more, but I got it to like $81 for free shipping, and I was like, okay, cool, we're good. So, I mean, don't worry, you're getting a pretty good chunk. And 1 weapon sprue has like a ton of shit in it, but I mean, there's a ton of weapon options on the other things, so on the main sprue itself. Warlord has some games that never really worked out, and they worked out for a limited amount of time. All the Judge Dredd universe stuff. Oh, they had a Judge Dredd game. Yeah, I've seen they had their Mesopotamia America book or whatever. Not Mesopotamian. Their Mesoamerica book or game that they just, you know, sold all the minis for because I guess it didn't work or something. I mean, it happens, you know, with making a game. I eventually will make a game one day. We'll see if people ever play it. We do need to do that at some point. We need to play. Alright. Let's build this sucker up. Yeah, hopefully that's enough. I mean, I could always... No, I mean, that's what it is. I was going to say I could call and add more stuff to the order, but it is what it is. We're just going to split what we got. You're going to get the majority of the shit. I only want 1 or 2, or like 2 sprues of the people, because it's 10 bodies on there, so... Tackle the Apocalypse when? We played it, dude. It was a great game. If one of you guys want to play on like Tabletop Simulator, I need to like play test the game more. And me and Rev at the moment can only play games once a week over the weekend. So I'm assuming I'll work on that game in the winter time when we can like play games a couple times a week, for instance. But I would like to play it on Tabletop Simulator. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know, and you want to play test the game that I'm working on, because I've not been able to really do much. And you watch me and Jenny play, yeah. Yeah, so it would be a little bit easier on Tabletop Simulator, because like we were playing on a very small little board. So I guess what I could do is I could make like a 10mm version or something, you know. But then I would have to print all that out for us to play. It would be easier if I just use Tabletop Simulator. But I do need somebody on like a Discord call and like actually playing, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily even have to stream it. I just want to play the game and test it out, you know? But it's essentially like, imagine if, like playing Age of Empires. That's like what the game is like. We're listening to Age of Empires music, but it's like an RTS game where you spawn your units as you play. So, it's definitely got a completely different feel to most traditional war games. A lot of it was too niche, but they're too busy with Bolt Action, K-47, and Epic. Yeah, I mean, they're clearly got their hands full with what they're doing, so. But they're doing all right. I'll do my bootlicker part. That being said, I do complain about Warlord stuff, okay? First off, they hate me. They clearly hate me. They won't accept me into their affiliate program, even though I'm obviously one of the most handsome Konflikt 47 creators. Bar none. I think we can all agree about that. Cut the feed, Jerry. Cut it. But that being said, there are things, you know, there are times like with the weapon things, not in Mordian mentioned. He's like, yeah, they need to. It's important. Like, we got to make sure that you hold them accountable and don't give them too much credit. You know what I mean? Oh, God, I mean, just coming from like GW, dude, it's hard not to do a little ass kissing. You know, they just put it out there, right for me, right for my lips. It's the lack of a fez. I just can't rock a fez like you can. You know, I just can't rock a fez like you. One day, I think it comes with age. You know, when my beard gets a little bit grayer, I think the fez will start fitting in. One day, one day. Okay, I will say this is my least favorite. I'll say this. The mold lines aren't that bad compared to other models, but I will say the bots, they seem to have a little bit more mold lines than some of the American ones that I built. And this is my absolute least favorite thing about miniature building is mold lines. I bet you one day we will get it. They will get it down to where there just won't be any. You know what I mean? I would hope. I watched your Gaslands video the other day. What a hoot! So cool. Oh yeah. Well, I was like, we're never making another video of that again because it got 100 views in like a week. And then Tiki the Hut was like donated 20 bucks on it, and he's like, now you have to make another video. I'm like, damn it. I'll tell you this, if you guys haven't played Gaslands, holy shit, it's probably one of the most fun miniature games. Like when me and Rev got done playing it, and we've been playing a lot of games. Conflict, Bolt Action, Turnip, one-page rules, all this stuff, Trench Crusade, Warhammer. We got done with it, and the whole time we were yelling. We were like, oh! Like as the cars were going around, we're rolling the dice and all that. It was like we were watching a car race almost, but we were playing it. But it was the whole time we were like screaming, like, "Oh shit!" It was. We haven't had that with a game in a long time. It's definitely like one of the most fun games you can play. I highly recommend trying it out. All you need is the rule book. The rule book's like 20 bucks, and then you print some. If you have an FDM printer, print them out like Rev did, the templates. Otherwise, you just use a piece of paper. God, is it so much fun, dude? Everybody's got Matchbox cars, too. If you don't, you go on Amazon like I did, and I bought, I think it was like 3 packs of 5 Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars for like $10, $9, and you have like that's enough for like 2 different or 3 different armies or war bands, you know. Or you can go like Rev, where he bought individual cars, so he could have an RX-7, he could have this, that. God, it's so good. Oh, the we kind of did more of like a death race, but you could totally do it in Mad Max. You know, it already has the Mad Max, but you could play it as like a Mad Max game, essentially. You know what I mean? You could just use that as like a Mad Max vehicle game and set up a big desert thing and like, yeah, it's pretty sick. I do want to do like a Mad Max warband at some point. Maybe 3D print some stuff, you know? Yeah, we kind of did it more like Death Race, where it's like almost like a TV show or something, or it's like a stadium thing where like the Roman Coliseum where people go to watch a bunch of people dying in cars, you know? To be fair, they asked me if any of my models weren't Warlord, and they didn't feature the GW Zombie Kit Bash, but they did the Puma with the GW Plasma Cannon. So I think they're trying to walk a fine line. Look, I mean, they're a business, so I totally get it. And obviously, I think it would just be a cool move for them to be like, show any proxy stuff, as long as it's not a copyright infringement, blatant like rip-off 40K 3D print. Like, those are illegal. There's nothing about it. That is an illegal thing technically. But like Tabletop Command Post and his proxied Paragons with his War Games Atlantic models, honestly, I mean, they look so freaking damn good. And I will say the Paragons they have, they're using them in photos. They look so wonky compared to like the way the rules and everything work now. So, yeah, I think they could handle that better, and I see why Derelict's getting upset, but him telling all that crazy shit is wild. Absolutely wild. But, I really think if you're gonna, like... It's really tough, right? You want to, like, make sure you withhold copyright and this and that, and you want people to buy your minis, but at the same time, I think Warlord should be a little bit more open about it and feature proxy stuff and this and that, because I think that's the way the community is nowadays. I think that's how you thrive as a war game. I think you encourage stuff. People are still going to buy your miniatures. The miniatures are sick. But I don't think you got to hide that there's other options out there, you know what I mean? Oh, I think we figured it out. That's why they haven't accepted me as an affiliate for Warlord. The 3D printed walkers. Rev used that AI slop tool he has. I just love that I had to call it an AI slop tool. He's got some sort of 3D printing tool that you can like put a photo of something in. And that's like some of the walkers that we use. That's why I'm like replacing them with like real Warlord walkers. But they probably saw like one Mike Rolls Dice video and they're like, zoom in on the hand. AI slop model. And that's blacklisted forever. Thanks, Rev. AI got me in the end. We had a huge argument in this one in Hey You Video Game stream last night. He talked about AI and the whole chat was talking about AI for like an hour. I'm like, it's gonna destroy the world. I was laughing. Thinking about Rev, if he was watching that chat. Like the whole chat. People are like, it's a tool. It's so funny. Yeah, but I think they should be more open. Like, that's why Turnip 28, these miniature agnostic games, even though Turnip 28, he sells his own STLs, he sells his own miniatures, and One Page Rules sell their own miniatures, they still are like, use whatever you want. And Warlord, it's like they kind of need to walk a fine line because they sell their own miniatures and they have their own thing and whatnot. But I think they should be like, yeah, use Victrix miniatures for Hail Caesar. They love Victrix miniatures, I'm pretty certain, like, and Italiari or whatever, right? But, like, what about Wargames Atlantic? Yeah, sure. Wargames Atlantic has some cool stuff. Like, if Sean makes a sick-ass army and some of them are Wargames Atlantic, I think they should show it off. But that's just me personally. I think that's how you, like, thrive nowadays. You got to be one with the community. You need to be you got to have your finger on the pulse for it. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Look, we're not gonna deep dive into the psychology of what happened there. Okay, there's probably something else. Okay. And I'm not gonna try and kick a man when he's down or something. Like no hard feelings or whatever. You know, he's probably had a bad day or something. But some things you do and some things you don't do, and that was a little over the line. So, boy had to go. But that being said, you know, I do think it's tough, right? Especially because they're like a business, and it's interesting. Like Warlord's middle of the ground, like they're big enough to like they have a pretty large impact, but they're not like GW big enough, so they're in like a weird spot, kinda. You know what I mean? Also, Cosmic, thank you, my friend. Put some 07s in the chat for the Ace Thundercock lineback pilot Buster. Okay, so you're okay. I'm writing that down. Captured linebacker pilot. Perfect. Doesn't mean you might not get back in the Walker. But I picture you being imprisoned with Jerry. Yeah, I don't know. Some, you know, even what some people think, I have no, I would love to work with Warlord one day, but I also, if, you know, I'll speak my opinion, and I do think that to, like, really thrive as, like, a war game nowadays, you kind of either have to just be so large that you will never fail, like 40k. I mentioned it in Mordian stream. I think 40k is too big to fail, and they have too many whales. We have friends that buy Warhammer miniatures and refuse to play the game because they just want to play video games, but they'll still spend tons of money on Warhammer miniatures because it's Warhammer. So I think they're too big to fail. I think Warlord obviously has to fight way harder to be like a successful business. That's what makes them do such a good job. They're like they're doing good, and that's why they're doing good. How they're handling it. But yeah, I think you kind of have to be like a little bit more tied into the community. But again, Warlord's in like a weird spot. They're kind of like they're not Turnip 28 to where they're so small, to where you kind of have to be like part of the. You have a Discord, you have people talking, and you're like, yeah, you're involved in the community. Meanwhile, 40K is just like, give us your credit card number. Here's the new release. You have 2 weeks to buy it. FOMO box, Slanesh. I almost bought it. I wanted to so bad because I love Emperor's Children, but I refused to give them my money. Those sons of bitches. And then they were on sale for like $400 on eBay or something. I'm like, this is bullshit, bro. Yeah, if Henry Cavill comes out and is part of Warhammer, oh, it's going to be even bigger. They're just too big to fail, dude. There's too much lore. There's too much YouTube. There's too much Instagram, this, that. There's too much Warhammer everywhere. They're just... People are... And the #1 comment you see in games and in comments about one-page rules about anything is... I have so much money invested in Warhammer. I have 3-4 armies. I cannot try a new game. That's the number, and I see it in Mordian's chat as well. They've like gotten people hooked to their product lines to where they won't even try a new game. You know what that's like? That's like D&D. You got motherfuckers buying $80 books, and you need a book for this, you need a book for that, you need a book for that. So trying to get Rev to play a new game was like, well, we got all the D&D books, so why are we playing anything else? It's like, you're too deep. Same thing with Wizards of the Coast. It's like the same exact... Same thing with Magic, too, dude. Bunch of greedy assholes, you know? I don't think Warlord hates anyone. I think they're growing fast and being careful about what they use. Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I think so. They have to handle it right, you know what I mean? They're in a weird spot to where they're not like 40K size and they can smite Derelict for posting a Paragon proxy. Because what you go to the GW shop and Derelict's there with his Paragon proxy and they smash it with a hammer when they see it, you know? In the Warlord store, they just may be like, don't take some photos of that table or something. And at the Turnip 28 game store or convention, everyone's like wearing like grass on their heads and they're like playing bongo drums and eating cupcakes. Those are the 3 scenarios. But Warlord's still badass. They're like handing out free minis and everyone loves it. But they're maybe like, yeah, we can't really show too much stuff. We want to focus on our product or something. So it's understandable. That being said, how cool does the Turnip 28 thing sound, right? You know they're just having a blast over there. They're playing like one of the most complex games that's yet simple, and they're all hand building their armies. You know, everyone's like, oh, hello, you know, they're like dudes wearing cloaks and shit. There's got to be some cool shit at the Turnip games, bro. It's part of why I have a hard time getting into one-page rules, trying to get my brother into it. He has a printer as well. I think his daughter's on board too. I mean, it's a really great thing to get younger people to play. Try and teach a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid how to play modern day 40K. Or even Conflict, right? It could be a little much at times. One-page rules, you say you move, you shoot, and you don't even roll to wound. You just roll to hit. They roll for defense. You know what I mean? It's great for that. And the fact, any miniature agnostic game gets a thumbs up from me. My games are going to be miniature agnostic. The whole idea is you can use all your cool miniatures that game companies have ruined the game over the years, or people stop playing, or... Maybe Cosmic wants to use his Legion miniatures because he doesn't get to play Legion that much. And Jenny Bratz wants to, use her 40K miniatures or something. I love the idea of that, personally. You know what I mean? That's why I like skirmish games. I like smaller scale games. They kind of give you that personal freedom and stuff. There's a lot of cool, smaller, like indie games that are so cool. I don't know about Turnip 28, but I want to wear grass on my head and a cloak and bongos and cupcakes. I'm fucking telling you, dude, you're missing out. Okay? You're going to be turnip pilled before you know it. Okay? You're going to be Way too, like, you could be farming grass, tough tokens. Reducing your inaccuracy to 2 when you, you know, crazy shit. But just your level of miniature painting and kit bashing, I think you could probably do one of the coolest Turnip 28 armies, dude. It would be so fucking sick. I just don't have the patience to, like, spend so much time working on miniatures and armies. I kind of, like, I'm doing this project, and I'm going to prime these, and we're going to paint them, be like, yeah, this is cool. And then at some point, I'm going to be like, all right, let me just get this shit done. You know, and that's kind of how I do it a lot. So you host a Gaslands event and dress up like Mad Max? Yes, of course. Apparently, the sign of a good event is whether or not you can wear costumes, apparently, is what we're figuring out. So what I'm hearing is if we do a Konflikt 47 event, you're encouraged to dress up like Konflikt 47 stuff, except for the Angry Waffle Boys, I'm assuming. Turnip has the cutest aesthetic. I love how it's like supposed to be like this grim dark game, and Rev has these bright ass gnomes and shit. I was like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Because like I have this idea of what Turnip is after reading the books and stuff, and then I'm like, oh man, we'll see. And then everyone's like, oh my god, this is the coolest gnome army I've ever seen in the comments. I'm like, all right, I'll shut up. One guy commented, he's like, I don't understand why you guys aren't doing the real Turnip aesthetic. And I do get it, though. I love the mud. I want a mud board. Just mud and, like, hogs screeching in the mud, you know? I was about to do a hog screech, but I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. I have a bunch of Legion guys just finished. My Empire, the good guys. Oh, yeah, the good guys. Yeah. I should have bought the Legion starter kits when they were on Amazon, because now you can't get them. There was like the Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker for 2 armies. I was going to buy it for me and Rev. And I'm like, man, I can't be buying freaking... The one thing that put me off was different dice and like cards and stuff. That's always a big thing for me. Even Konflikt. I was like, are you telling me I got to buy order dice and now I got to buy rift dice? Because I'm making videos. We can't be using regular dice. And then Rev's using the fancy dice and I have regular dice and they're different shapes and stuff. So I was like, I hate buying dice. Like rift dice. Or like cards. Little token things that you need to buy. I don't like that. I don't mind like pin markers and stuff. Because you can just use whatever. But so there's some other like really cool miniature games that I was like, oh man, that looks sick. And then I look and it's like a board game where there's all these like fucking cards and tokens. Star Wars Legion was minimal enough to where I was interested in it. But that just means, like, it's annoying. You gotta buy more accessories, and I'm broke, so I ain't fucking doing that, you know? The aesthetic weirds you out? You couldn't bring yourself to paint it? It's just very, Oh, most people go with very, kind of grim, darky, nasty. But, I mean, let's just take a look. Let's go to the Turnip 28 Discord. I wanted to show Rev this, by the way. What do they have? Oh, first off, little sneak peek if you guys want. This is the next game coming up on the channel. The Honor Gods! So you don't have to. This is Rev's army. This is like an old world army. It's not like turnip coated at all. You know? You don't have to. But, that being said, God, I love this shit, dude. I love it! Like, what is that? He's like, yeah, I just found some sticks. I love this shit, bro. Like, what are those? It's like leech creatures. People are just making shit out of scratch. And, like, glue and stuff. Like, look at the heads. Look how cool this shit is. I was more excited, too, about movement trays. You know what I mean? You just get some cool Napoleonic miniatures, throw some helmets on there, and just paint them cool. You don't have to... They don't have to be covered in grass. See? A lot of cool, like, green stuff. Kit bashing. You know what I mean? These do look cool. Very simple paint job. It still looks sick. Yeah, there's a bunch of tournaments too. Like people are going and playing. Like, look at these. Look how nice these look, dude. I really got to step my game up for the next turnip army. Look, they have camo fucking lances. That's sick. Look at this guy. These guys are carrying a horse. That's so cool. It's like he's riding like a golden statue or something. Is that what it is? He's riding a statue and these guys are carrying it. That's what I mean, dude. Look how cool this shit is. This guy's got onions or garlic. It's so fucking cool. Holy shit. That's a lot. Oh, they got a sick-ass board. Frogs! And then you see, you don't have to... This is more like Rev sort of thing, where it's like, this guy's got a ton of frogs and shit. The frog guys. Oh, it's the tadpoles. Look how cool that is. Look, he's got a dude riding a frog with a fishing pole and a worm on the end of it to make the frog run forward. That is so cool. That's hilarious. Yeah, this is like the classic turnip thing where people are like using like very bushy kind of bits glued to miniatures. These are mushroom guys. As a fellow mushroom player, I like the mushrooms. Hell yeah. So like somebody made this. This is wire, armature. They just took wire and then they probably made this from scratch. Which I really like. This is the sort of shit, like my army is, one of my armies is all handmade. Like we just made it. Oh, is this the Wicker Man? This might be a Wicker Man. So this is, again... This might be like a dinosaur toy that they cut up. That's why I love this shit. It's so cool. I feel like Turnip is the go-to game for anything you can imagine the army. Yeah, if you really want to like build your own shit, I think it's the game for it. Played into game of Conflikt 47 yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Been a long time since I played a skirmish game. Cool gnome army. About 1/3 of the way through my 7k points of Mootland State army for Old World. Oh, nice. Damn, 7,000 points. Yeah, the gnomes and frogs are sick. I feel bad. My gnomes were so far off. I decided to make I did guilt trip Rev into making a little bit more of a Napoleonic like era themed army. That being said, the gnomes are sick. And you have a gnome army, which you could use for other games. Like, we could totally use that for one-page rules, the regiment stuff and whatever. Oh, that's a lump. Ah, okay. Yeah, for instance, here, this guy's got... They're using these as lumps, which are a new miniature... a new model where it's like a... Think of like a chaos spawn in 40k, kind of. I mean, dude, look at this shit. Look how cool this is. They just, like, made this. Like, out of, like, a dinosaur toy and, like, probably rat bones or something like, you know? Oh, man. I gotta do more sculpting and stuff. It's something I gotta get better at, but... That's something I gotta do. Also, what's going on, Rat Bastard? Hope you're doing well. I mean, so far, internet looks good, dude. We have fiber. It's stable. I'm gonna look at bumping up the bit rate. Maybe we'll go to like 6,000 bit rate. And if everything's good, I think I'm going to try and do Restream Premium or whatever, where I can stream at 1080p to both platforms. So thank God, after all these years. We had tons of issues. The stream dropped like 4 times last night on my Fly Tying stream. Yeah, is there a gnome? Is there like a... I know there's like dwarves. Is there a gnome army in Old World or no? Because I was going to say, like, I know Rev wanted to play at some point. But I feel like you could use your gnome army for all sorts of games. Oh my god, how sick would it be to do, like, if we do another D&D campaign in the future? and like me and like Eddie or whatever sitting around, and you're like, all of a sudden we go to war with like all the gnomes, and you put the gnomes out as like a whole army. Forward! The Yardigans show up. Oh fuck! We're fucked. The farmers are here, dude. We're fucked. They're gonna be hitting on 2s. Fucking nat 20s. I am excited because doing the solo Konflikt 47 roleplay stuff. I am looking forward to doing something in the future. A campaign or something with everybody. Preferably someone else do it. I just want to play. I've got Skaven for Old World. Ah, yeah, true. They exist in the setting, but no supported army? Okay. But there are gnomes in the Warhammer setting. Okay, interesting. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen gnomes in 40k? I know there's like ratlings, right? That's probably maybe the closest thing or something. But, I mean, we could use them in all sorts of games. You know what I mean? Or we could just maybe just need to create a miniature game called Gnomes. Gnomes Attack. Yeah, the Gnome Civil War between the Yardigard, the fake gnomes, the Yardigard, yeah, and the Yardigans. Oh no, the Yardigard are the real ones. The Yardigans are the fake ones. And the only reason I got that confused, if you guys know anything about French or any mythological stuff from Brittany and Normandy in that area of France, there's something called cardigans. And cardigans are little French leprechauns. They're essentially the French version of a leprechaun. And they're like little tiny gnomes or something, like creatures. And what they do is they're just full of mischief. So like while at nighttime your back will be turned to the woods, and like a rock will come flying and like hit you in the back or something. You're like, what the fuck? Or like, you know, weird stuff like little things go missing or whatever. They blame it on the the cardigans. Which always made me laugh because I had a freaking I had a social studies teacher who was like pretty short and she had glasses. Do you remember her, Rev? With Miss Cardigan or whatever. So I told her about that. I'm like, you're like these little French leprechauns. I remember. She like smacked me in the head or something. But I remember when we were in France, because I was there when I was a kid multiple times, and also when I was older. But I was like, dude, the cardigans are real. Because I remember, like, hearing little noises and stuff, and I was, like, reading books about the cardigans and, like, the people that lived in the area that built the Karnak, which is the French version of Stonehenge. There's a lot of weird shit where they were, like, sacrificing people in the woods, or they had, like it was all, like, druids, and there's, like, dragons, and then, you know, they talk about and shit. It's like that sort of... I think the people that settled that area of France, the Normans or whatever, they came from Britain, right? And like Brittany or whatever, if I'm not wrong, or something. Or there's just a bunch of different areas of where people settled in France, and you get all this like hodgepodge of cool mythological culture, you know? It was pretty sick. I'm willing to play or game master. Okay. Well, if we ever do something on Discord, Cosmic, for Konflikt, maybe we could do a one-shot. I was thinking about this. I could always game master... do a one-shot and get some of the K47 content creators and do it in Discord. That might be something for the future. Maybe like do some one-shot, do one for Halloween, you know, get Tiki the Hut, and we'll do it at night or something, or we'll have to find a day, you know. Sean, somebody, whoever, you know, even though Sean ain't a creator. Whatever, we'll find some people. That is an option. And then maybe make a little video out of it, or put it up on YouTube, you know? Okay. Let's glue together this Mark II. A lot of scraping. A lot of scraping going on. What's going on, Evil? How's it going? In 40k, the humans are the closest to the Skaven, given the technology and the backstabbing to each other. I'd say this is someone who's played Guard for 20 years. Well, you don't, I mean, you post on Instagram, but you're not making videos, okay? Sorry, you're not part of the Cool Guy Video Club and the Cool Guy Live Stream Club. So maybe until you start going live in your bathrobe wearing a fez, then I could call you one. But sorry, I don't really consider Instagram guys content creators. Sorry, you're not part of the Cool Club that me and Cosmic and Tiki are in. Sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, I forgot Instagram's a thing. I only have like 80 followers on there. That's why I always forget about it. Yeah, when are you going to start making videos in your bathrobe? Well, you're just not a cool guy in that way. You're a cool guy in your own way. You put flowers on helmets. But you're not a cool guy in our way. Sorry, it's Cool Guy Club. So those are the rules. I don't make the rules. Cosmic made the rules. He gave it to me in Tiki. I have to follow the rules. He said you're out if you don't follow the rules. He made all this stuff up in his ambulance. And I guarantee you, he's got the background on his phone. It's probably an otter. He's probably got otters on the background of his phone too. I'm just guessing, but I could see him sitting there. His feet are up on the dashboard of the ambulance, and he's writing the rules to be a cool guy, and that's how it worked. Yeah, Derelict was right after all. Man, he really fucking got pissed off, huh? That's a shame. That's a shame. That's right. To be fair, though, that's really kind of the first time that's happened to me. Like, sometimes people will say stuff, and you're like, oh, dude, you were cool. Why did you have to start being racist in chat? You're getting banned now. And after you watch me for a while. Like, I've had maybe that once on Twitch or something, someone being an asshole, but I've never had anyone, like, go full nuclear mode, you know? I gotta admit. What the fuck do I do for the backpack? This guy's not Tesla, so what the hell goes in there? I don't see anything that even goes in there. Oh, I know. It was in a... I specifically remember I cut a piece out and didn't use it. That's exactly what it is. Don't anger the flayer. There's actually... Did you guys see the new movie, or the new... I think it's, was it Amazon or Netflix or whatever? It was like The Last Home or something. And it's about the family that gets stuck in the house. Did you guys watch that? My dad was watching while I was, like, going up and down the stairs, working on stuff. And, I don't want to spoil anything. But, there was some... very reminiscent of Mind Flayers. To me. I think you see it anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... There's some weird shit going on in that movie. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Because you don't see that sort of stuff as, like, evil creatures in movies. It's always aliens nowadays, or zombies or something. So that was actually really interesting. I highly recommend check that out. I think it was called The Last Home or something, on the block or something. It's pretty interesting. You might like it, Rev. Maybe not, but... It was kind of cool. I think they essentially just get trapped in their home for some reason. And then you find out, but... That was the whole premise of their marketing. I think there was supposed to be a billboard where a guy was, like, up in the billboard, living there for the whole time, and then they found out he wasn't in there or something. I don't know. I saw that on Instagram. Like, what is this show? What? What is this movie? I appreciate it, Cosmic. Yeah, we're going to wrap up this dude here. I have not eaten anything, so that is something I need to do for sure. Without a doubt. But I could go grab a snack or something, I guess. I need to start working on the Turnip 28 battle report. I'm going to do that tonight. I got to get these flies done. But the real thing I'm doing tonight, I need to record the next episode of The Adventure of Jerry, so it's been a little while. I've done this before, dude. I've done solo series, and sometimes I've, like, abandoned them, and so I refuse. I am absolutely 1000% finishing this Konflikt 47 solo series. So we're only one session in, so I need to get going. But I think I am going to set myself, like, a limit here. I'm just getting into Konflikt. What unit is this? I can't see the box the whole way. Yeah, we're building the automated infantry platoon box. So this is their new box that came with the Mark II Director, which is the new platoon commander, the leader. Then there's 2 5-man sprues, which you could use them 2 5-man or a 10-man unit of Mark 1 robots with the MMGs, and then 2 Mark 2 robots, the heavier robots, which is what we're building right now. Yeah, sorry about that, off screen. So this is one of the bigger boys. That should be fine. So let's see, is there any other bits or bobs? Oh wait, we actually have the book. Let me make sure that I'm not completely botch jobbing this. Yeah, that was the Tesla guy. We put that on. We got the arms. They're going to need little attachments. We're going heavy autocannon because that's badass. So that's going to be that with the magazine. Alright, no, that's that. Nothing crazy. This is the heavy autocannon mag, isn't it? Oh, no, it's this thing right here. Oh, I see, I see. Very nice. I'm just getting in conflict. What, yeah, sorry, my bad. What did you pick an army? Did you end up choosing an army you're going with? Oh, does it go forward? Okay, it does go forward. Okay, cool. I do need to figure out the arms. Well, the arms doesn't matter, eh? It's the guns are the actual difference. Yeah, so we have an Axis army, we have an American army, and we just expanded. This is my British Commonwealth. Because our buddy Rev here, who's watching, or was watching, who is always on the channel in the battle reports, he has a British Commonwealth army, but most of it's 3D printed, so we got sponsored by the Tabletop Strategist. Shout out to them, and they were nice enough to sponsor the video, and we that allowed us to pick up these miniatures from them. So if you guys are looking for some conflict stuff, go check out Tabletop Strategist, and we had a link for it and everything. I think it's in the description below if I'm not wrong. But yeah, they were nice enough to support the channel, and I was able to get some bots so we can upgrade the British Army on the channel. Alright, I gotta put the side pieces on. That's done. We have shoulder attachments. What the hell is this? Oh, that goes on top of the legs. Okay, I see, I see, I see. I see, I see, I see. How? Like this? I think so, something like that. Yeah, they're sweet, dude. We had 3D printed ones, weren't bad, but man, these new plastic miniatures, they really are doing a good job. I'll continue to kiss their ass. Their new plastic shit is really nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Just no doubting it. Especially after building some of the older stuff. Okay, this one's wrong. Stuff is pretty nice. Am I doing this wrong? What the fuck am I doing wrong here? Is that right or not? I can't even tell. Am I just stupid? I think it's right. Which way is it supposed to be angled? Oh, I have them upside down apparently. Is that what? Really? That can't be right. Is it? It sits like that? Is that actually how it sits? What's going on, Alchemy? Yep, this is not a VOD. What's going on? What the hell's going on here? Is this different or something, or am I tripping out? Okay, so right leg has that angled upwards. Oh god, I just dropped something. So it actually goes like this? How does that make sense? There's no way that's how that's supposed to go. Because this little divot or point is like that. This is Tamiya extra thin. That doesn't make sense. If you don't mind me asking, what's the price point compared to what you get in a box? Yeah, so I think Warlord sells these normally for 80, and I got it for 70 because the Tabletop Strategist has most of their Konflikt stuff like 10% off or something in general on the site. So this was 70 bucks. You get 2 5-man squads, and then you get a 2-man squad of the larger robots, and then you get the platoon commander. So this right here is about, let me take a look in the app, but I think this is half of an army, essentially. If you're using, in Konflikt, if you're using 1,500 points, let me take a look. Konflikt. Brits. So, automated platoon, this is the box. Other than B for Birdie. And how many points is that? So it's around 660 points. It could be more, essentially. Because the Mark 1s only have the LMGs with the close combat blades. If I bump them up with the HMGs, they go up a considerable amount. Or it's like 20 points? I forgot. So it's around anywhere from 6 something to 7 something of points in the automated platoon box. Around there, depending on what you equip. What's going on, Kick? Well, this is for their newer plastic stuff. Bolt action. This is for their newer Konflikt stuff. Bolt action. They sell these for 160. This one's older. This comes with 36 German infantry. It comes with heavy weapon platoons. This is an entire bolt action box. They sell for 160 on their website. I got it for $90 on Amazon. So you need to like buy from local game stores and stuff like that. You can buy from Warlord, but you're paying, it's like buying from GW and from their website as opposed to buying from a game store that normally would sell it at a more competitive price. So this box right here, whole entire box, I mean, this is 1,250 points. This is a full bolt action army. You can go play at a tournament or something. And they generally go for like 120 bucks for a full brand new army. I mean, I'm telling you, bro. So some of their newer stuff is a little bit pricier, but I mean, this is 5 Space Marines. I bought 5 Assault Intercessors. It was like $60. This is still half an army, essentially, you know, or almost 1/3. Yeah, I guess if you go different. So I still think it's pretty good. Oh, here we go. I'm kissing Warlord's ass again. Dude, Derelict was right, bro. Fuck, damn it, he was right. Like, I try to give Warlord credit where it's due, you know, because they're pretty good, man, with their pricing. So I've complained about it. I complained about it before. If we go on the Konflikt website, some of the Konflikt stuff is pricier than the bolt action stuff. I do agree. I do agree. Some of it's like 5-6 miniatures for like 40 bucks or something. I'm like, we're getting a little bit closer, but it seems like it's always very expensive point units that are like, you know, it's like a box of Mark IIs or something. You know, 4 Mark IIs for like 40 bucks or something. That's still, you know, it's still a little pricey. But, so I do agree. Some of the Konflikt units are generally more expensive than the bolt action. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that they're like newer miniatures and how they manufacture them, you know, newer kits. But I try to also give them credit, dude. Like, you can buy an entire bolt action army for fucking like $100 off Amazon. Like, that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? There's not many games you could do that. Alright, I'm putting this like that. I cannot figure out how to do these legs. I'm doing it like that. In the thing, it shows they're supposed to be the other way, but the divot, that does not make sense to me in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like I'm getting trolled in the instructions. That's why I don't even use them half the time. Maybe I'll switch it because the legs kind of look wonky. Yeah, it's a little better, I think. I don't know why but it didn't seem like it wanted to work there. Okay. Pucker up, Buttercup. 70 for half an army isn't that bad? Yeah. It's not even close in New Zealand alchemy. Basic GW troops in New Zealand are 125 for like 5 assault intercessors? Oh my god. K-47 stuff is mostly resin at the moment. Oh, that's the whole thing. That is true. Most of the Konflikt 47 stuff that we look at now, and it's more expensive, is the resin stuff that costs more money for them to make, and they're replacing it with plastic, and they said it's going to be like a little cheaper. So they did mention that. I always forget about that, dude. You guys always correct me on that too, because we went on the website. I'm like, why the fuck is this tank $60, bro? Why is this little shit car $40? And everyone's like, oh, because they need to make the plastic version, and then it gets cheaper. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll shut up. You know what I mean? I'm like trying to... I should just glue the arm on one and then I can move it. I'm over here like playing around with it like it's a little armature toy. The Warlord Start Armies 195 New Zealand, yeah. Again, if you get it from Warlord, it's... Or is that from the game store too? Well, that just has to do with New Zealand, right? But that is why you should get it from, like... I try not to buy from the Warlord website too often. I mean, some of the stuff is the same price. But those starter boxes, if they're one of the older starter boxes... Look at a game store or something, because you can almost find them for a cheaper price than direct from Warlord. For sure. Like all this stuff, everything I got from Tabletop Strategist was like $10-15 cheaper than from Warlord's website, you know? I really can't fucking... I don't know. I've been struggling with these Mark 1s and Mark 2s. I'm not going to lie. Compared to... Maybe just because I'm simple-minded. But compared to, like, Fireflies and all the other shit I was putting together, these motherfuckers are a little fiddly at times. It's probably because I don't have patience half the time, but... They are a little fiddly. I'm not going to lie. Like, trying to get everything to line up. For every ass kissing, I have to shit talk Warlord. So let's see. I just shit talked. We have to do more ass kissing now. What's the ass kissing? We got to go to next chat. I want that arm to sit a little different. $100 AUD for automated platoon Mike is currently working on? Yeah. And what's the, if we do like conversion, I mean, it's about, that's the hard part about living in Australia and New Zealand. For sure, is importing anything is a pain in the ass, price-wise. Oh my god, I wonder, what is Magic the Gathering cards? Like, what is a booster box? It's probably way more expensive than the US or something. It's like anything that weighs anything that you need to ship, it's just going to be way more money. It's got to go, like, completely around the world to you guys. I got my 8th starter army for $80 on Amazon. I'm telling you, I hate to fucking pump up Jeff Bezos, that dickhead, but I will say, speaking of which, use your Twitch Primes if you got them. We'll take them here or any channel. Make sure you use them, though, so Jeff Bezos doesn't send Katy Perry to space. Dude, the Amazon, if you check Amazon, bro, you can get a starter army for like $80-90. And you're saving $70 to $80 from the Warlord website price. So keep your eye out, dude. They got some sales every once in a while, and I don't know if maybe it's like a game store that sells their stuff on Amazon or whatever it may be, and they're just trying to get rid of it. But I got that German infantry box, or that whole starter army, for $90, and Rev got his British army for $80. I mean, that's literally half the price. Do you think Tiki could beat Mad Larkin in a fight? I don't know enough about Mad Larkin. Is Mad Larkin a GW character, or is he one of Mordian's mods? Or both? Are we talking about, like, a 40k character? Or are we talking about one of Mordian's people? One thing I've learned is... Oh, Mad Larkin's his mod, right? Yeah. With the eagle or something as his profile pic. I don't know enough about Mad Larkin. Was he in the military or some shit? I don't know who to bet. But I know Tiki the Hut was from Long Island, and one of my favorite moments of joining a Tiki the Hut stream is him talking about getting into fistfights on the LIE. So he's got experience. So I'm putting my money on Tiki. And he literally goes diving multiple times a week, so he's in good shape. Because you can't go, what do you call it? You can't go diving if you're not in good shape. Well, you can, but it helps. Definitely helps. So he's at least somewhat in good shape, you know? GW always had crazy prices, but since they went public, their model pricing, their model is pricing things at 10 years of projected inflation. Yeah, dude, I got GW 7th edition was insane for Australia. From what I hear, the minis were priced insane. The last GW stuff I bought enough miniatures of Blood Angels so I could go to a tournament essentially. So I bought the Combat Patrol with the what is it? The Grav Tank, but the transport one, and it came with a Librarian and Aggressors. The fuck am I gonna use a Librarian in Blood Angels 10th edition for? You can tell it clearly wasn't made for 10th edition. Then later they came out with the neutered Blood Angels box where they removed the wings from the Sanguinary Guard, and they gave you Death Company that were just Assault Intercessors painted black. Fucking bullshit. But I bought the Combat Patrol. I got multiple boxes of Assault Intercessors, and I 3D printed jetpacks, converted them to jetpack models, or can swap them out from jetpack to regular Assault Intercessor. And I bought Dante. I bought a couple of I bought a Gladiator Lancer and a Brutalis Dreadnought. Everything I bought ended up being like, okay to even use, in let alone a tournament, probably not. But I did, because Rev was going to the Atlantic City Open. He was going to Warhammer tournaments on Long Island. And I was like, ooh, that maybe seems fun. And then I realized you have to play 3 games of Warhammer in a day. And with a man with a back as bad as mine, that wasn't going to happen. So, but I spent that money on GW stuff for Blood Angels. And then I'm like, fucking, the pricing was like ridiculous, dude. Right? And I'm like, I need to buy even more. And then they changed. The main thing was for me, when they started nerfing units, and then when the new models were coming out, so then the new models were better than the old units. That was my main thing that really fucking pissed me off. That's really fucking scummy. That's like a card game where they ban cards ahead of time, or like the new cards are so good in a Magic set or a Yu-Gi-Oh set that everyone has to go run out and spend like hundreds and $400 on cards for the new season of playing or something. I hate that shit. So I spent all the money, and then they like started changing all the units and got rid of certain units, and I'm like, fuck you guys, dude. I ain't giving you any money. Screw that. So that's my story with my GW purchasing. And we got in 10th edition. We didn't play miniature war games before 10th. We were playing one-page rules for a little bit, and then we got into Warhammer. But we played card games and all that stuff, but we'd never really... All this was pretty new to us. Right around when 10th came out is when we started playing miniature war games. The new releases are always OP, and then the sales are in and they nerf them to oblivion. I fucking hate that shit, dude. That is such a scummy thing. Does anyone know what these little nubs? There's like a little nub and stuff. I don't know what the hell. Is this for the Tesla that I didn't use, or? Oh my god, that was for the end of the Tesla. Okay, so I need to glue that on there. I think we got everything. I don't know what the hell this is. Maybe that's part of the, Oh, it's part of the light autocannon. Okay, never mind. That's what that is. Okay. I wasn't crazy about those Skatars. Need to find a cool count as. Are you talking about the Mechanicus guys that you got or whatever? Rev's crazy. He we should do a one-page rules game with him or something. But your Chaos Knights look, or your Knight army looks absolutely sick. He's just getting done with the Knights, the big ass fucking Knights and shit. Looks so cool. Oh, the shoulder pads. That's what these go to. Okay. Almost forgot. Do need these. Do they sit a particular way? Okay. The plating goes downwards. I see. Okay. My last GW purchase was buying a 1,000-point Elysium army off a squad leader in my platoon. Also in 07 because even back then their prices were insane. Did you buy your army from your squad leader in the military or something? Hell yeah. What is that? What is that Elysian army? Is that a is that like Old World or something, or is that in 40k and it's just like a nickname for like some Eldars or something? Dude, all my GW 40k lore has been slowly draining out of my head because it's been getting replaced with Konflikt stuff. I'm slowly like I'm like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about half the time now. Ah, mythical guard army. Ah, okay, some sort of badass guard army. Ah, very cool, very cool. Look, even though I've learned to despise the guard as somebody who played against them, the guard are badass. Okay? Like learning about Cadia and all that. Like the guard are sick. Because it's the same thing. It's like the normal dude, you know? It's just the worst possible situation to be in of all time. A normal dude in 40k. Ah, like the ODST. Ah, that's sick. Yeah, I'd heard the term Elysian. I just couldn't remember what it was from. You bought an Elysian army during my last deployment in 2005. What the hell? Were you guys all buying Elysian guard armies while you're fucking deployed? What the hell are you guys doing? Has Warlord say anything about new Shibitu models since they updated the German zombies? Not that I've heard of. There's a roadmap that we've taken a look at. There's the Paragon hero, and there's one more hero, which I think might be Slammer Samuels. There's the Plastic Grizzlies that we're getting. For the Japanese, they're getting the Ghosts and Takamori or whatever, the new character with the new Ghost character guy or whatever. And next year, early next year, the Samurai Walker's coming out. So probably in the wintertime, they're probably going to pre-order or whenever they're going to do it. The Brits got the automated platoon and everything. I think they might get one more Walker, the Brits, potentially. I forget. Germans got everything they're going to get. The Russians... Let's take a look, dude. I don't remember. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. They put out a roadmap. Here we go. 1 year on. So, the Axis got Stahltruppen, Vogelspinnes, Totenkorps, Noxairs. Obviously, all the Totenkorps stuff's probably included in this. U.S. Fireflies and Linebackers. What's upcoming this year still, Slammer Samuels, which is on pre-order, the new Grizzly kit, which they mentioned the Grizzly kit in this article. I think it's going to cover Grizzly, Kodiak, Bruin, or whatever. You're going to probably have multiple weapon options, and you could just build them how you want. I believe is how they kind of wording it. Then another hero, which we've now figured out is going to be the Paragon hero, whatever that guy's name is. At least as far as I know, that's what that is. We got Slammers, Grizzly, and the hero, right? Because I'm pretty certain we got the Paragon guy in the book Invasion America. And then for Commonwealth, we've gotten the new Mark 1s, Mark 2s, B for Birdie, Automated Director. Oh, yeah. The Percival's getting a plastic kit this year. Soviet, Ursus with Mauls are already out. We're getting the Mallet Walker finally, and 2 heroes. So we're thinking new Drugov. And they'd mentioned in Cinematic Tabletop's new video, Rev, you gotta go watch it, bro. There's a fucking 2-person female Soviet sniper team hero. So I'm assuming that's what this is going to be, this hero. There's probably a new Drugov, and there's a Soviet one, like there's a Soviet chick, like I think a 2-person Soviet hero team, I believe. He was covering it in his video, so I'm assuming that's probably what this is. The new Paragon guy with the samurai sword, and then the Soviet sniper chick. Then we got Empire Japan. We're waiting for Kimura. We're waiting for the Ghost Attack, and then Oniaru, which is the Samurai Walker. But they mentioned that'll be coming out. It will go on pre-order late 2026, arrive early New Year. So, yeah. So we'll see. That's what they have. That's what's coming out this year, and that's all. I was really hoping for Paragons. I was hoping for new armored infantry, but that's what we're getting. So we'll just have to see what they continue with. So. Ooh, it's a Daughters of the Motherland sniper team. Oh, that's going to be sick. U.S. is getting a different Paragon. He's mutated. Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. Are the new Ghosts out yet? No. They're coming out. I know some people have gotten them on Instagram, on YouTube. People that work with Warlord are affiliated. And they're like painting them on Instagram. But no, they haven't for everyone else. I know they got the books in stock, so they probably received the books. They received the miniatures at Warlord, and they shipped stuff out early to, like, Mordian, probably Tabletop Command Post, whoever, right? Cinematic Tabletop, whatever, right? But I'm assuming it's gonna be soon. They said late August, and we're already halfway through August, so it's probably gonna be in a week. Maybe they ship out. I don't know. Who knows? I know just as little as you guys. I'm trying to keep my finger on the pulse, but... Yeah... They got a lot of stuff to update, right? Shibitu's, there's just a lot of like metal and resin stuff that needs to be updated, but we talked about it. They're not Games Workshop. They only have so much production capability, so they're trying to do it in a way that they don't want to have that failed box with the 3D printed Russian situation again. They're trying to do it in a way that they can handle it. You know what I mean? Night Witches for the Russians who are like fireflies. Now that's the plan. Anyone agrees? They got Daughters of the Motherland. I'm all for them having badass Soviet chicks, because the Soviets didn't give 2 shits. You know what I mean? They had women in there. They were mostly, doing other roles instead of stormtrooper charging trenches, but I'm all for it, because the Soviets were all about that. So, yeah, the new Ghosts look absolutely sick. I do love the old Ghosts. Like the ones Rev has, they look so sick. But, oh my god, dude. They just look so badass. They just look so good. And you got the SMGs with the combat blades. Which we saw the leaks. Yeah. Well, they did give 2 shits about certain things, but look, we've talked about it before. I'm a red-blooded American, all right? I will absolutely remind you guys about how Stalin killed 5-6 million people, okay? I hate communism, all right? USA! USA! I love listening to stuff about freaking gulags and Soviet histories. Dude, Soviets had some crazy... You do not want to be around during the Bolshevik Revolution if you were part of the monarchy or something, bro. Some crazy shit happening. America! That's right. Hell yeah, baby. But yeah, the new models are awesome. New models are amazing. I love them. I'm hype. I'm so hype. I see all the content creators getting the books and getting the... getting all the minis and stuff, and I'm like, ah! But you know what? It's cool, because I'm like you guys. I'm not part of the cool guys club. I'm like Sean. You know what I mean? So the excitement, like if I got it already, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd have it, and then I'd whatever. But I'm like you guys. It's like Christmas morning. I'm waiting for the fucking book to come, you know? So the second Rev gets it, we're gonna have to do a deep dive on stream, but with the book. The communists hate has earned a subscription out of me. It's funny. The older you get, the more you hate communists. That's one thing I've learned. When you're younger, you're in college, you're like, hey, you know, yeah, I want everything for free. And then you get older, you're like, fucking goddamn communists. That's all I've learned. The older you get, the more you hate communists. I'm getting pretty old now. Shit. I'm not too gray at the moment, but I think I'm starting to get a couple grays here and there. It's summertime, so it's hard to tell, but... A Ghost Shibitu army would be so sweet, but I can't do the metal. I mean, look, hold on. I'll show you guys. We got the metal Brits, dude. They're actually badass. And where's my... Dude, you know what? I was so anti-metal miniature. I was like, dude, fuck metal miniatures. I'm not gonna lie. I like the metal miniatures from Warlord. Like, these are the new British that we need to paint, the new British guys. But, I mean, they were easy to do. I barely had to clean them to, like, get them right, you know? And, this is a metal miniature that we painted, the U.S. heavy armor guys. And they're actually really nice. They're good. I like, you know what? I'm always surprised when I go to pick up an Ursus infantry and it's metal, and I'm like, ooh, metal. Ooh, that's kind of nice. You know, the heft to it, the feel, I like it. And I was a little I was like, dude, I don't know, because some of the bolt action metal miniatures, I'm not gonna lie, are kind of shit. Like some of the artillery platoon guys, the scale's a little off. The faces kind of look like shit because it's like a crappy pour or something. That's why they're updating them with all new plastic ones now. It's just an older thing, right? Compared to the new plastic stuff. But some of the metal ones are really nice. But you know what, dude? It's the plastic age. Give me the microplastics, you know? You know, I was planning on getting ED at some point, so I might as well get it sooner, you know? I hated communism when I read Starship Troopers in the 9th grade. Dude, I bet you the book is probably way more intense than the movie, too, right? Yeah, since 1984. Yeah, I remember reading 1984 in school and being like, holy shit. But I'm not going to lie, after learning about a lot of stuff in history, I'm pretty happy that we didn't fall to communism in the United States. Because it didn't really work out for a lot of places. I think capitalism, I think when we look back, I think even though capitalism sucks in its own regards, and we don't got to get political, we're just talking about, you know, overall. I think it definitely seems to be the clear winner at the end of the day. So, even though it has its own drawbacks, but I'm just happy that, you know, it didn't end up in a gulag or something. You know, the year 1984. I'm old. I figured, but you mentioned that 1984 is, you know, also kind of relevant to what you're talking about. But it could also be relevant to not just communism. But I think the older we get, we don't want the government taking more money. Yeah, true. It's really, you're like, God damn, I pay so much money in taxes. I don't go to school. Why do I gotta pay for books? You know what's always so funny is when we had a local school, you know, they vote for the school to be like, man, okay, we need a couple more $1,000. We got to replace the textbooks. We need new sports equipment for the football team. So they'll do a budget every year for the local town, for the school, and they'll put it on the ballot for the vote for the whole town. And some years, I remember being in elementary school and high school, and they couldn't get us new books and new equipment because there were so many old people living in my town, and they would all vote against the ballot. You know what I mean? And they would all vote to get the kids new textbooks and stuff. And I'm like, why the hell would these old pricks not want to vote to put some good taxpayer dollar into the schools? You know, it's not like they're doing some other bullshit. This is like actually good shit. And now the older I get, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that. They can use the old textbooks. Why do they need brand new textbooks? They're all looking at their cell phones anyway. Fuck those kids. Use the old textbooks. Bullshit. Put my taxes up? No, I'm joking. I do support schools and teachers. That is one thing that you definitely should support. But I could see maybe when I'm 80 years old voting against the school budget. Because I'm like, fuck those kids. You know what I mean? Try 1978. Starship Troopers was written in a week, and it's essentially a commentary on 1950s and the Korean War. Ah, so what, like McCarthyism and like the Red Scare and like people like getting super crazy here in the States and all over. They were so worried about communism spreading to Southeast Asia and everything. And that's why dude, fucking Vietnam, bro. Again, I was talking about this. I watched Shane Gillis. You know, Shane Gillis has that podcast with his buddy. I forgot the name of it, but there was a great episode with Louis C.K. and they did this thing where they talked about every American president from start to finish. And it was just so hilarious because they were talking about, yeah, Benjamin Franklin, he was trying to bang his friend's wife, you know, and this and that. So it was really funny. But Shane Gillis had one, they were talking about the Vietnam War with Colin Quinn from SNL. If you guys remember Colin Quinn from the 90s, he's a really good comedian. And God, they were just talking about it. It was such a clusterfuck. And a lot of it was like, it kept getting worse and worse and worse, and they were so worried about communism, but they were so committed already. It's like Warhammer. It's like, I got 3 armies and 40k. I can't try out Conflict 47, bro. I'm already too deep. I can't pull out. And next thing you know, you end up with 60,000 dead Americans in fucking Southeast Vietnam or somewhere. You know, it's crazy. But I was just listening to some of his and it was just reminding me. I was like, dude, man, history is wild. That's why I love history. As fucked up as it is, it's some of the most interesting stuff to me. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm rambling. That's a grade A. I got mine. Fuck you mentality. Yeah, exactly. I want to read that book, but I never ended up getting it. Yeah, I think there's also a movie they made back in the day, but I'm not gonna lie, that book scared the shit out of me. 1984 convinced me that how dangerous that is, and like limiting free speech and all that. That's why even though somebody can say something like the most vile shit in the United States, I still think they should be allowed to say it because of free speech. So, like, I'm not even joking. I remember reading that. I think it was like, do you remember? Maybe Rev remembers, but it was like 8th or 9th grade. That's when they start giving you that edgy shit to start reading. Like Huckleberry Finn and some stuff. Where you start seeing some words, you're like, holy shit, what? They're dropping some crazy words in this book. Or, what was the name? To Kill a Mockingbird. That book, that's a heavy-ass book. You know what I mean? About segregation and everything. So that's when they start dropping those books on you, and at least when it was like 7th or 8th grade, 6th grade maybe, because you're just starting to get old enough to comprehend like morality and shit to that level, you know. And it's like, maybe we shouldn't teach the elementary school kids about that sort of stuff. But I remember reading 1984, and that book genuinely scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, we gotta be careful, dude. You know, I like the idea that the future's like idiocracy and everyone's too dumb to be able to control people like that. But something tells me we're going to have a mix of like 1984 and idiocracy, where they dumb the people down and then they can control them easier. You know what I mean? That's the future we're headed towards. Okay, today we're going to read the book Blood Meridian. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit. My old supervisor was from El Salvador, and he always said communism and free education, all that stuff sounds good until you live in a country with a communist element. Yeah, no, on paper, communism's fucking great, dude. You know, it's on, like, and I think that's the thing. It's like there's difference between Marxism and what is it? What's his name? Fuck, not Lenin. What is it? Fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. Lennox? No, what the hell's the other guy's name? Marx and the other fucking guy. There's like 2 trains of thought in it. You know what I mean? But it always ends up going down this one road. Look, are humans going to use power for bad? Of course. That's why you can't, you know, it's never going to end up where everyone's going to be like, yeah, there was Marx and, am I thinking of Lenin? It's Lenin is who I'm thinking of. Lenin and Marx, yes. That's what it is, Lenin and Marx. Wasn't there 2, like, thoughts of it early on in like the 20s or 30s in Russia or whatever, with communism and the birth of it and everything, the idea? Or is it Marx and Engels? Okay, there you go. That's what it is. No, Lenin was a leader, right? No, I think he was, though. Kind of like, I don't know. I need to do more research on why I hate communism. Apparently not enough, but what about Blood Meridian 2 Electric Boogaloo? Yeah, exactly. Yo, Jenny Brats, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. We're just rambling about communism and stuff. All that jazz. Alright. Let's take a look here. Man, I'm kind of bummed out, dude. Derelict got all pissed off at me, bro. He's a cool dude. That sucks. I think we're good, though. Let's take a look at the Discord. Just want to make sure he wasn't telling me to jump off a bridge. So Damned Legion here with his 28th Maori Battalion. Rifle platoon, artillery platoon, armored platoon, heavy walker, or heavy... I've been playing too much Conflict. Heavy weapons platoon and recce platoon. That's what it is. Yeah, Marxism, Leninism, and Maoism were the main schools. Okay, yeah, that was right. There's like the Maoism, which is how the Chinese went with communism, and then for the Russians there was like Marxism and Leninism. Thank you. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking about. There are a couple different ways they took communism down that route. You know what I mean? Okay, gotcha, Evil, gotcha. What about Dawnism? Are you talking about Cockism? You talking about Ace Cock Thunderlord or whatever the fuck you want me to call that guy? Ah, dude, these look sick, man. So did they have the Maori, the New Zealanders, the Kiwis fighting in Africa? Is that how you based them and everything? Where were they? Where did they have the New Zealand guys fighting mostly? Were they in Europe as well, or were they fighting like in the Pacific with the Americans or something? I don't know much about the history of where New Zealand contributed. I know that the Australians weren't the Australians fighting with the Americans against the Japanese in the Southeast Asia too, or was it? They were definitely in Africa, right? The Australians, I want to say. This is part of the Commonwealth, right? They were still part of the Commonwealth back then. It's including the Canadians, right? Didn't Canada was part of the Commonwealth, right? If I'm not wrong. Anzacs always look aesthetic. New Zealand was like New Guinea and Borneo. Oh, so they were fighting Japanese, huh? It was Pacific. Oh, Mediterranean, North Africa, and Pacific. Okay, because I knew Japan was genuinely threatening Australia and New Zealand at times. It was getting to the point where they were kind of freaking out a little bit. But I didn't know how close they got and stuff. These look great, dude. Look good. I don't know enough about them. Enough about what all the units are to tell you. I know that's what. So we got a carrier, Bren carrier. Oh God, you're really... Like, one of these could be a Matilda, I would have no idea. Is this like a Cromwell? I couldn't tell you. Is this a Humber? I believe. Everything else I kind of know, right? You got your anti-tank teams, maybe a sniper team. You got your mortar teams, medium mortars. Or is this maybe a machine gun team, actually? Medium machine gun or something? You got anti-tank teams. What do you got, like maybe air forward observers or something? Artillery observers? Oh shit, are these guys all got SMGs? Or maybe not all of them. That looks like a nice squad, though. There's a Humber. Okay, so the Humber, this is a Humber. I'm slowly learning, Chad. I'm slowly learning all the tanks that aren't American and German. A Humber, a Valentine, a Matilda, and a Churchill. Okay. Time for Jim. You're out of here. Hey, thanks, Evil. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're not going to be streaming too much longer. I got to eat some dinner, and I got to get some work done. But I wanted to just catch up on Discord. And... oh, shit. 3 female Apocalypse sprues. Male sprues. 6 male sprues. Hell yeah. Did you pay the $20 shipping, Cosmic? Or did you go up to 80 bucks? I was gonna get like 20 bucks worth of sprues, and I saw $20 shipping. I'm like, I can't fucking do it, dude. It's too much. So I ended up getting the British Cerebus squads to bump it up to 80 bucks so I could get free shipping. You paid the shipping? Yeah. I mean, you gotta bite the bullet and just do it or not, you know, right? Do you have a scheduled time for when you streams, or more like whenever you feel like it? So we stream Saturday afternoons, generally probably later on, like 2 or 3 or something. But during the week, it's not necessarily like defined. I don't necessarily on defined days, but I'll stream like a couple times during the week before Mordian streams. So during the morning, U.S. time. So I live in New York, so it'd be EST. So like Mordian goes live around 5 o'clock for me sometimes, 3 o'clock maybe at some time. So during the week, I'll stream from like 1 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon till 3. So, but I don't have a set time. I maybe should pick a couple days during the week and pick those as the days. But I also have my own business that I make saltwater flies. So this is what I do for money. Sorry. I take hooks and I put feathers and deer hair and synthetics. And this is a squid, for instance, a squid imitation. But so I sell these. So I'm currently tying a bunch of stuff for a local shop. So I'm pretty busy in that regard. I'm doing that. I also have my other YouTube channel, Li Flies Mike, that I make videos for and stuff. But I probably should pick a set like schedule or day. But it's usually I just do a couple streams during the week and then Saturday afternoon. So, but you're making me think about it. Maybe I should. I've done schedules in the past though, and then I end up hating schedules. So. But very nice, Cosmic. You got those sprues. Hell yeah, dude. But we'll see. Maybe I'll think about picking a couple days specifically, and then if we do anything else, then yeah. So because we were just streaming on Saturday, but we were having a lot of fun, and I have to do, just because of the channel, I constantly have to do hobby stuff now. I'm like doing more hobby related stuff than I have before and forever. So I generally have a lot of stuff to do, and I just go live during the earlier afternoons during the week. So I would hesitate to do a schedule, maybe 1 day a week on a schedule, honestly. Yeah, it can become a chore, dude. That's what I found. I've done schedules for streaming in my fly tying stream. I used to do 3-4 days a week, and then I cut it down to 1 day a week, honestly. But what do you call it? Because really, a lot of my time throughout the week is spent editing videos. So go watch the goddamn. Please, for the love of God, go watch the our new one-page rules battle report, because it's not getting that many views. But most of what I'm doing throughout the week is editing videos. So like I'll spend 2-3 days out of the week editing a Konflikt battle report, and then I'll spend a day editing and filming a fly tying video, and then we'll stream, and then I'll edit, and then I'll stream, so and then I'm tying flies. So that is a reason I'm hesitant about schedule, because then I have to stick to it, But yeah, go check out the new battle report, Hold the Line, Rev with his beautiful Mordian Lieutenant miniature. Let's see if we can find it. There he is, right there. Look at that classic. I Googled it, too. This is a Mordian Lieutenant, isn't it? I'm subscribed to Mordian. Are you affiliated with him then? No. It's just that everyone in the community that watches me watches Mordian. So then it's like, what do you call it? It's like somebody that streams with the Burnt Peanut, and when the Burnt Peanut goes live, everyone goes and watches them. So I try not to just, I stream before them, you know what I mean? So, like, Cosmic streams during 1 day of the week, and if I see Cosmic streaming, I won't stream and stuff like that, So, no, Mordian's just a cool dude. That's all. Is this the Mordian miniature? I believe this is called the Mordian Lieutenant or something. This is what I used for the thumbnail though, and it actually looks sick. It does look really cool. He does look badass. It's a different one. I ended up finding a different one, but it's an old derpy looking guard, which I like. Guard dude. FWIW. Fuck, dude, I'm getting old. What does that mean, NB? Fucking wish I would. Fucking wish I would. Sheesh. I just love seeing you randomly pop up streaming like, oh, Mike's on. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Sometimes weekend, yeah, my work is weird. Yeah. That being said, we'll think about it. Maybe we'll do 2 days a week set. But no matter what, it's Saturday at the moment, and we will stream during the week. We try to do a couple streams, so. For what it's worth, oh my god, it was right there in front of me all along. Damn it. I'm feeling old, chat. All right, once you start, you can't recognize those. What are they called? Acronyms? They're not even called acronyms. What the hell do they call them nowadays? Getting old. Fucking getting old. Yep. All right, chat. Oh, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for handing out. The fiber, look at that. Not a zero dropped frame. Oh my god. We made it. We're in the 21st century. Woo! I was using coaxial cable internet, which I was talking to the guy that was installing it, and he didn't necessarily speak English that good, but he was a really cool dude. I should have asked him what his nationality was. I want to say he was like from like Chile or like Argentina or somewhere. You know what I mean? Somewhere like further South America, you know? But I was trying to tell what his accent was. But I was trying to tell him that I worked for the cable company, and I was asking him what's the difference for the modems and stuff, and or what it's like up at the box, because we used to you would cut the cable line, you strip it, and with a little carrot thing they had, it was a wire stripper, then you take a metal thing and you would have the sharp end of the coaxial cable, you stick the metal thing and crimp it, and then you make it's essentially the threaded cable attachment to go into the back of your cable box. That's a coaxial cable. That's how they did it forever. And I was trying to ask him, like, oh, is it different up there? Do you have to do it different? And I don't think he understood what the hell I was talking about. But I did ask him a couple things, and what do you call it? Yeah. Like, I think we're going to be sitting pretty when it comes to internet connection now. So, because it was getting really bad. So, I'm just happy we're good. I'm going to try and bump up the bit rate next stream to like 6,000 bit rate, and then if that is stable, I'm gonna pay for Restream Premium or whatever, and we can stream in 1080p, because right now the max I can stream at is 720. So we'll see. I've been waiting years, literally years, to be able to do this. I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's so good. And I did a speed test. I had 900 download, 900 upload on the Ocala speed test or whatever. So that was fucking, I almost cried when I saw that on my screen. I was like, thank God. I've had so many internet issues streaming over the years. It's so fucking good. So, I'll try and catch you next Saturday night. I know. I appreciate it, Alchemy. Thanks for tuning in, dude. NB, Cosmic, thank you again, brother, for handing out. Bobzilla, appreciate you guys. It's all light signaling, etc., etc., etc. Quality of fiber. Yeah. All right, chat. Thank you again. Yo, Rev, thanks for handing out too, brother. What do you call it? You folks are awesome. Damn Legion. Everybody sharing your stuff in the Discord, all that jazz. And look, I'm just gonna say this, Derelict, I hope everything's all right, brother. All right. Okay. Maybe one day, whatever. But you know, hope everything's all right. Anyways, chat, you guys have an awesome night. You take it easy, okay? And what do you call it? We'll have a new Turnip 28 battle report. Will be next. And we're filming Soviets versus Japanese tomorrow. So I plan on doing another pre-invasion battle report. But maybe it's going to be the Soviets kind of fighting the Japanese leading up to Invasion America. You know, they're having a little quarrel on the up in the border of Japan and Russia or something. So anyways, we'll see you, chat. You guys have an awesome night, and you take it easy, all right? Later.